Schmidt. His name is my name too. I like the higher pitch. Whenever we go out, the people start to shout, John Jingle Jingleheimer Schmidt. Da, 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 da. I gotta talk about augmented reality today. Jingleheimer Schmidt, the reality that everybody chooses to. Whenever adults go out, they always want to shout because they choose the media augmentation. Da, 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 da. I don't know why I was meditating today, and John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt was on my mind. Da, 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 da. But I got problems today. Yeah, you probably do. You're singing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Come on, everybody. We go out. The power's not working. People start to shout, and everybody's fighting over politics. Da, 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 da. I'm having fun with that face app. I pay for a paid account, so now I can make fun of my friends trying to clown me. And my name is Jingleheimer Schmidt. I don't know. I can't get it to power. All right, so this gonna be quick. Come on, everybody. How y'all doing? Oh, goodness gracious. Let me get my augmented reality together. Everything is an augmented reality. All right. So what I was looking at. Oh, a couple things. I want to talk about what is this? Watching content made for children. What the hell is this? Ain't no content made for children. We all should look at this. What the hell is that pop up? I'm listening to Jingleheimer Schmidt, and this is content just made for children. Just children. All media is made for children. All media. I was thinking about this the other day. Television, I think, is our Ellie. Y'all know what an Ellie is? I didn't even look at the comments, did I? Television is our Ellie. Television is our extinction level event. It is. This probably is the thing that's going to take us out. And I'm just saying that to scare you and do a little gaslight, because I don't think we're going to get taken out. I think we're going to make it. But this is an extinction level. When you can create an augmented reality and get people to go out there and fight against their neighbor, fight against their cousin, their other family members, if you can build this fake world and people take it so damn serious, and it comes through the television, the cell phones and all of this stuff, you can control people this way. I mean, this whole augmented reality thing between your eye and your brain, that's bad damn enough. I'm sorry, I gotta show you this one. That's bad enough, because I was listening. So apparently, because the progressives losing their damn mind. They're losing all of their damn, but they lost their damn mind a long time ago, but that's not the point. Today, it's even worse. And it's not even the 6th yet. We still got one more day before the war. Before everybody realizes that who their fake president is, not Ulysses S. Grant. I do want to talk about 1871 today, too. Susan is such a trip. Y'all see what that woman just posted? Look at this. Look at this right here. Relationship goals, right? That's 20, right? Dang it. Hold on. 2021 to 2020. 2020, no, 20, wait, hold on. 2020 is like, oh, love and going to the beach and kissing, making out, getting citations. And 2020 is like, they got guns and life packs. They got that little thing you can recycle your urine. I ain't never gonna recycle the urine. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all gonna kill me first. Y'all gonna kill me because I'm not doing that. Come on, everybody. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of weird stuff. I gotta fix this. Yeah, the progressive losing their damn mind. Like Tim Black is fighting with other people, and they blocking these people, and that person, this, that, and Kim Iverson. Everybody losing on the progressive side, losing their mind. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they should lose their damn mind. Maybe that's how we get somewhere. But they all fighting and blocking each other and stuff. And I'm friends with all of them. I just look at them. I'm just like, yeah, you don't have a government, people. You know, I know, it sucks. And I love you to death. I don't go on any of their shows for that reason. Because I'm gonna tell you, like, look, I'm fine with your augmented reality. I'm absolutely fine, but I'm not gonna partake. I watch the videos. It's fun sometimes to see people, they pick and choose like a kid in an arcade game. I'm gonna play politic reality. We did that video a minute ago. Everybody picks their augmented reality. I'm gonna play America's the good guy. I'm gonna play Britain is now fighting America against Julian Assange. I want to talk about that too. I can talk about it a little bit today. I finally got the perspective of other people who I think use their mind. not their augmented realities, right? And that is a kind of an augmented reality, which is why this thing is really weird and creepy. Come on, everybody. I'm trying to like run my mouth to get this a minute. I'll do comments and see if this calms down. I don't know. Every time I press a button, things is getting janky. So this might be a short video today. We had a face app war. I tried to make peace with the face app war. I did. I stopped shooting. I literally stopped shooting. And every time I turn around, I was on something. Why I gotta be on somebody with big nipples? Why is that always the case? Why dancing girls and stuff? Why can't I be? I appreciate though that y'all leave my mustache. I do, because that kind of, it doesn't look as bad. Because this is social media. This is a media. People believe what they see. Y'all gonna give me a lot of trouble. Get some of my friends over here. All right, hang on. Yeah. So why is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt on my mind? What does that song even mean? I was thinking, does it mean like Negan? Like, my name is Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Because I'm a progressive. You're a progressive. We all gonna fight each other back and forth. La, 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 la. I am a Republican. I watch the reality only because I watch the news. We are the good guys. Is that what it means? Somebody tell me, because I was meditating and that came to my mind. And I trust my meditation reality more than your augmented. Oh, I gotta eat an orange. I can't eat the orange yet. Say, grandmama. You know, and who was that? Who the hell was that trying to shame me? I got you. I got you. Oh, I love when people try to shame me. Oh, please try to shame me. Please, please. I'm like, please, me. Because I want all my friends to be wrong, educating me about Washington, D.C. Act of 1871, Federal Reserve Act, and all this stuff that we really start to read. The brother's trying to shame me. Who was that? I was telling people, you know, you ain't helping grandmama, you're hurting grandmama. You're eating Twinkies and cakes and ho-hos, and you're cultivating the world's worst diseases. The pathogens are learning to thrive in you because you can't figure out how to put down your virtue signal and get some virtue and eat some healthy foods. So your immune system, you don't get people killed, right? We're all in this thing together. I agree with that. And he said, well, you eat, he said, you eat engineered bananas. And I'm sure, like, when y'all post, I put funny voices to you because I think it's funny. I'm pretty sure in real life, for those of y'all that are real, you don't talk that way. Like, well, you eat engineered bananas. And I come in here, I'm eating a banana because the person realizes a Cavendish. So please let me educate you on this real quick, because Neil deGrasse Tyson got it wrong as hell. Wrong as hell. So I watch him too. 70% of what he says, I kind of agree with. The rest of it's bullshit. But so the bananas, right? Like, that's engineering. Don't fall for this, y'all. Do not fall for this. Well, all food is engineered, yes. But there's a difference between genetic modification and natural bringing things together that work together because they fit together because of nature, following nature's processes. And this is where Neil deGrasse Tyson got it wrong. He said everything is engineered. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's snot. No, it's not. Mama, that's chip. All right. Genetic engineering is when you put two species together that would never come together in nature. All right. Nobody knows the short-term, long-term, last-term, or extinction level effects of that nonsense. All right. That's an alien, literally. Now, don't make me talk about aliens today. That's literally an alien you're putting in your body from your grocery store. All right. A genetically modified banana is something you don't ever want to put in your mouth. And I don't think I've ever done that because I don't think they've ever done that. But the Cavendish is a engineered, a hybridized variety where people bring in plants together, been breeding for thousands of years because they taste delicious. Right? But so eat heirloom as much as possible and don't let people gaslight you like they know what they're talking about. Don't come at me. Don't come at me, monkeys. You go and bring the flying monkeys. You better bring a death ray or something because no, I do my homework. I ain't got no kind of a life. So all I do is homework. Anyway, good morning. This is still freaky. This is still freaky. I don't know if something is running on my background on my laptop. I'm not sure if my power is right. Y'all got to give me a minute. Let me try to edit this. I'm trying to mess with it. I'll read some of your comments when I try to get my act together here. The world is coming to an end, and I got to get this charging right. This is called a hack and fix, where I was kind of fixing the power on my laptop. And I'm not lazy. I just, yeah, you lazy. No, I'm not lazy. I can solder it. I started soldering it, but then I got busy doing something else. And so it's not charging the way it's supposed to. Why can't these damn things not come from slavery? Why can't laptops and small electronics not come from children? You know, and I could just go out and buy a new one. Instead, I got to fix every damn thing because I do not want to capitulate and go along with your little slavery extinction event things that y'all like to do, colonization. Hold on. Oh Lord. Y'all still here too. Y'all some funny people. Y'all don't sit here and watch me try to jingle and jangle my cord to get it to work. All right. Let's see if this works. What was I talking about? I'll see black. Not because it would be neat to just live in a world where we just 3D print this stuff. We ain't got to go murder people and put everybody in these progressive, conservative, liberal, the Democrat folk and all that nonsense. But this is the world we live in. Yeah, it's still acting weird. And I think it's the power. And I can figure this out. Let me see if I can find a comment. I feel like I'm wasting y'all's time. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? What's today? Same stupid day as yesterday. No, I appreciate Lee Camp's take on Julian Assange. Nothing changed. Ain't nothing gonna change. So if you like watched, I'm gonna have to redo this. If you watched and listened to him, all they did, all the UK court finally said, this is why I don't say nothing up front until I, like homework. All they did was just say the U.S. prison's a piece of bullshizzle. That's what they said. They said, you know what? We agree with the United States. Journalists don't have no right to have free speech. Defying the United States Incorporated is a crime. It's only journalism if they say it is. They can throw you in prison for anything that they want. And they were 100% right, Julian Assange. But the U.S. prison's a chit, mama. The U.S. prison's a chit, so we're going to keep you here in Britain. And you might go free. So they 100% agree with the United States Incorporated. 100%. Nothing changed. The only thing that's good is you get that man out. That's the only thing, maybe, and that's good-ish. That's not even good-ish. If you got the United States Incorporated after you, where the hell you gonna go? Where's he gonna go? All he's gonna do is they let him out of prison. They said they might let him out Wednesday. They let him out Wednesday. He's gonna have to have armored police. He's gonna have to get the armies of Zimbabwe and the Huns and you got the Roman Empire back. You have to get everybody together, make a big motorcade, and put some space shields around these mofos. They got satellites that zap weapons. They can make it rain on you, but don't want to make it rain on California. They make it rain in Vietnam to steal their rubber, but they won't make it rain in California, put out fires. And like rush him to a compound somewhere and then put up a force shield to stop them from killing him. If the United States Incorporated is after you, you're gonna die. That's it. You're gonna live as a slave in an embassy or something. Nothing changed. They have not agreed. The precedence they set is that if you are a journalist and you open your mouth about anything and anybody that's any of these colonization events, that they will steal your life or they'll kill you. So ain't nothing changed with that. Oh, I got a flashlight. Maybe. There you go. Look at that monkey eyes. I fixed it. All right. Yes, baby. We're charging again. Let's see if that smooths out because it was acting real funky. What happens is these laptops, they go into green mode. So I'll do comments and let's give it a minute before I start. I don't know if y'all hear me. How does it sound? Good morning, Patricia Hauser. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, monkeys. Yep, the monkeys is here. So, Riley. I had to do Riley yesterday. Y'all say I did Riley? I'm sorry, Riley. I couldn't help it. I saw your video. I'm not face at prejudice. People. Like, yeah, Harsh got to get it. Harsh got to get it. He's got to get it in the jaw. Anytime I hadn't seen that little dude in India, did y'all see that one? I might show it to you. I didn't I didn't put his name. I did not tag him. I thought that was a little racist. So I just put him on the little man in India that's dancing, the show guy. That was so good. But no, Riley, last night you had to get done. I'm sorry. It was Ace Ventura, and he's like in the city. I was like, he was saving pigeons, and it seemed like it was Chicago. I think you're from Chicago, and he was making weird voices and stuff. And you did that in your video. You always do that in your video. If y'all don't follow Riley, y'all should follow Riley. And her last name is probably not Nichols. It's probably Johnson or Jackson or something. She's another one. Stay in Facebook jail. Won't ever come out. Stay and just come right out to go right back in. Anyway, looks like it's smoothing out. Let's see what happens. So it turns out I'm a raging narcissist. Yes, we are. That's okay. No, see, the thing is, Riley, we are all narcissists. All of it. Every last one. We are all sociopaths. Anytime somebody calls me a name, Riley, I agree with him. I just go along with it. Like, yep. Because like the brother from yesterday, he was like, yeah, but you eat genetically engineered bananas. And I'm like, no, that's true. That's false. You don't even know what you're talking about. You just mixing stuff up with hybridization and explain them on that. And then I said, but I do breathe the air. I'm with you. I do use my body like right now. If you put your hands up, y'all joined the watch party yesterday. That was so interesting. Put your hands up like this. I do stop EMF radiation. Like right now, my body is like stopping EMF radiation. So I engage in things that ain't saving grandma, but those are things you can't control. The things I can control, I will try. You know, like I learn better and I do better. You know, like with the whole save grandmama, eat healthier, but they piss on all the food and there's poison and pesticides everywhere in the air. You can't avoid some things you can't. So I grew a whole bunch of food this year. I grew all my own food this year. I didn't eat all of it. The squirrels ate a lot of it and broke my power, but that's another whole discussion. I ate most of it. I can take care of myself. I can take care of my kids and I can take care of my neighbors if I need to. And I'm taking care of my immune system because I do care about grandma. I don't care about your virtue signal. So no, I learn better and I do better. But no, I'm not gonna eat off grid, on grid. Damn it, the grocery store right down the street. I don't buy basil. I'm off grid basil. Right? I'm off grid basil. I don't buy any basil from the grocery store. Off grid is not a thing. It is a lifestyle. You will never be off grid. Just start to off grid what you can. I'm gonna interview who is that sister? Sister Jackie. Sister Jackie. I think it's Jackie. Jackie is, if I'm saying your name right, she makes natural cosmetics. She shows women how to make natural cosmetics so they're not taking in the most disease, glyphosated, poison, metallic disease, cuckoo virus causing diseases from cosmetics. And I love people like that. That's important. You're helping people. You're empowering people. So anyway, learn better and then do better. Or shut your mouth. All right. And so what I'm saying, Riley, is when people call your name, just go with it. I go with it. We are all hypocrites to a certain degree. I don't judge nobody. I go with it. So, you know, I'm not mad at the progressive. I'm not mad at no liberals. Everybody picks and chooses their own little virtual reality. Like this little world right here. See the kingdom coming out of your phone? That's a T. Started as probably a king's bulletin and then king's edicts. And then the king probably had an article, a book that make people stupid in his kingdom. And then they made radios and they convinced everybody aliens were invading. This actually was an alien invasion, but we won't talk about that in 1871. You might hit that. And now we have television, which is a one-way device. And then you're going to have internet, a two-way augmented reality. All right. There's no such thing as reality, not a root reality that we can get to, you know, but you pick and choose the augmented reality that you want to run. Good morning, Moon Eyes. How you doing? I'm still seeing some stop action. It looks better. How is it? Are we good? What is that? Tim Black lost me when he was sucking up to Donna Brazil. Yeah, Patricia. I love Tim Black. I do. I used to watch his videos, and I every now and then I catch one. I have no issues with anybody. I guess the issue is like he blocked someone, and they's like, we supposed to be friends and get progressive together, and we supposed to be fighting. And it's just like, you know what? You don't have a government. Like, why would I be upset with Tim Black or the other people fighting with him that he's blocking or whatever? And now I guess he's fighting with Jimmy Dore. That I don't want to block Jimmy Dore. What do I care? If you are fighting on an augmented side effect reality area, you go do that. Go on out there and get that. Do that. Do you? You know, I don't judge other people. They can fight whatever they want. I always go back to the Washington, D.C. Act of 1871. All right. That was an alien invasion. They literally invaded the country and took the government and gave you a corporation and then bankrupted it in 1913 so they could make it do whatever they want. Later on, they created SEC rule, which meant that corporations could be, it's a crime if you don't select the most profitable path. So if your government is not only bankrupt, it's going to do what the banks, the international bankers tell it to do. And if the board, whoever the hell that is, I don't even know who the board of the United States Incorporated is, but if they don't do what's profitable, if they don't invade Bolivia, if they don't invade Venezuela, if they don't put AFRICOM in Africa, if they don't kill Gaddafi, if they don't do the things that bring profit, I assume at that level above in which you can't see unless you're like a Ken Cousins or somebody researching it because they don't put that stuff on the internet, the laws above United States Incorporated, you won't know what happens. You know why they make those decisions. But on our level, we know we got that SEC rule, which means that that's pretty much what psychopaths want to do. Like, how do you control corporate? You can't control a government, but you can control a corporation, right? You own its person, its currency. So yeah, I don't get, people listen. I don't argue with mermaid people. I'm not gonna argue with no progressives. I don't argue with the fairy people, so I'm not gonna argue with the conservatives. We all in this ship together. We're gonna live and die together. Hey, Christine. My name is not Jingleheimer Smith. His name is not my name too. And whenever you go out, yeah, I'm going out there and have fun and shout, but I'm not going to get down with you. You know, go on, do your thing. Y'all get that? Does that make sense? That's weird. Is that what Jingleheimer Smith means? I mean, I am Negan. That's another way to say it. I am Negan. Like you join your team and you put you attach your identity and your intellect to a bunch of people you don't know so they can control you. And I agree with all of them. I think they're all right to a degree. You know, it's just they don't, you know, when it's time to say no, F you and step away from your group, you don't. So I just don't want my number to be counted. Isn't that an old Negro spiritual? Y'all know that song where for your number to be counted, you know, marching to the kingdom or something. It's in the back of my mind. And I just don't want my number to be counted. Say, oh, yeah, we're Democrats, but we got Gerard, he's with. No, I ain't with you. Hey, we're Republicans and Gerard. No, don't count my number is not counted. We're progressive. No, my number is not counted. Because when you say something stupid, I need to say, no, that's stupid. Like, honestly. I like I was posting this thing this morning. I'm just trying to see if this thought makes some sense. I just think through this stuff, people. I like everybody's wise ideas. Like I love wisdom. I love people who use philosophy and think about things, and they come up with great ideas. But the minute you go to violent people to enact those ideas, I can't agree with you. The minute you take a good idea to a violent state that has a police state and military that would kill or abuse you and make you sit in a damn embassy for 15 years or however long he's been there, I can't agree with you. I can't agree with you. I believe in modifying the environment because that's how you get these wise ideas implemented. But going to a state, going to the most violent people on the planet to do something decent, when is that ever going to be a thing? Right? It's wisdom when it's a thought of, you know what, we need everybody to have food. We need everybody to have a house. We need everybody to, if they're sick and dying, they need to have somebody to come save them if they have the equipment. And I agree with all of that. But the minute you abuse someone else to get what you want, it's not wise anymore because it creates a cycle of violence. When you select someone to do something with financial violence, physical violence, or compulsion, it's not their idea. And if it's not their idea, you create a cycle of violence. So whether they agree with universal health care or not, knowing that that's not healthcare, it's disease management, let's just say we're healthcare, they're going to flip it. Right? Once they get their shot and they're in power, we're going to say, no, we're going to toss it out because you did it the wrong way. If you make it their idea and you talk about fixing the environment where people change and say, you know what, that actually makes some sense to have universal health care. Because my grandmama died of the cuckoo flu or something, and I realized it comes from sugar, and I realized it poisonous with EMF, and I realized that glyphosate and all that inflammation and cardiovascular, all the comorbidities that feed into that with the 3G. With 3G. Last night's video, people, was 3G. It was not 4G. It was 3G. 3G caused cancer. I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. And then they'll agree with you, like, oh, okay, I see. All right, now I get that, you know, we shouldn't let old people die. I don't want my grandmama and my grandfather to die because grandmama died. So, yeah, we do need to have a system where people who need help get help. And plus, I am a conservative. So, you know, Christ did say I'm supposed to heal people touching him in the garment or something, help people out. And you know what I'm saying? When you force people to do it, it just pisses them off. And they'll go along with it because you got a police state. But when it's their time in power, they're going to flip it back. I was watching... Kim Iverson? Kim Iverson. A little bit. I didn't finish the whole thing. Maybe we'll finish it with Sean. It was just like, you know, they were talking about Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the Colonization House. Like, you know, Nancy, we got to be progressive and get Nancy Pelosi out of the Speaker. You know, that's not her voice, but that's my head. That's what she's sounding like. Like, you know, why do I care if Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the Plantation House? Why do I care if Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the Big House? Why? It's a big house. It's a plantation. They kill people. They steal resources. They enslave everybody. That's here. Why do I care? I honestly don't. It's still a plantation house, but that's like the thing now. They're fighting over, well, the Democrats aren't progressive enough, and she's not a progressive. They are progressive. And it's just, you know what? I mean, do you? Everybody do you. Enjoy your augmented realities. I'm trying to focus on the root reality as much as I can. Anyway, I think we're good to go. Did you shrink? Oh, did I shrink? Because they're all raging narcissists, you know. Wait a minute. Did your shrink tell you that? Oh, Who shrinks? Like, everybody should have a shrink. We should all have a shrink. I should probably have two. But I understand shrinks lives matter, Patricia. I think you're talking to Riley, and I would never do that to a shrink. Because they want to talk about my life and personal stuff. I'd probably just talk about like quantum physics and what is reality and if we're really here, all the frequencies coming together. And like, because this isn't real. None of this is real. None of it. Like, I'd be talking to the shrink like, you ain't actually a shrink. You're like a frequency. And if the planet ends, the solar system ends up in another part of the Milky Way galaxy, physics literally changes because different frequencies will be hitting our planet from all the quasars and pulsars and stuff and everything, because we're not even from the Milky Way galaxy, shrink. We're actually from the Sagittarian galaxy. We're just floating through this joker. We merged it for a little bit. We're going to float around and go through different places. And this is where the age of Aquarius and all this stuff comes from, because when the planet and solar system go through different sections, physics changes. So you're like a frequency immense in billions of other frequencies just from where we are now, right here in the galaxy. But later, we're going to be in a different place. And people might fly. Rocks that you build pyramids with, they might weigh half a pound. Physics is not a set thing because matter doesn't exist and frequencies are all interacting. There are frequencies going through everybody right now, and you are a frequency. Everything changes in the future. And the shrink would just look at me, just, like, you know what? I'm not, we apples, oranges. They want to talk apples. I would be talking oranges the whole damn time. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Neither do I. So why am I even here? All right. Anyway. Oh, we all are. It's what we allow, as ego never goes away. No, it doesn't, Lynn. It never does. But it's but it's a process. Like, we can fight our ego, and fighting ego, I think, is how they say, it's not a thing. Like, you don't ever get there. It's a lifestyle, right? Constantly fight and reduce your ego. You got to do that. Patricia Hauser, I think I was being the one, made me cry. That's bad. Should never make nobody cry. Shouldn't make nobody cry. Anyway, good morning, Rebecca Costello. Ooh, girl, did I almost do you last night? You almost got it. There was it was another Ace Ventura one. I'll probably later on today, I'll get you on the face app. Hey, good morning, Ivan. How you doing this morning? Good morning, Mary Ann. All right. Magic smartphone, question mark. No, that's the augmented reality. Well, yes. That's what that picture is like demonstrating. The television is possibly our extinction level event, because when they created the ability to give people a media that's controlled by a few people that probably usually live in that damn castle at the top, they're giving everybody a false reality. And it's like we're in an arcade game. We all kind of come in different places, and they choose which video game they want to play that makes them feel good about themselves and their own little bigotry and stuff. And my brother even got more stuff on me. I didn't even check my phone this morning yet. But they control it. It's a magic device. It's so magical. It's beyond magical, Christine, because everybody is a god or goddess. Everybody's a spiritual frequency thing that we don't even understand. But they literally give up their entire lives for the realities they select from this augmented reality magical device. So it's beyond magic. It controls the whole planet. Morning, I sang that yesterday. You were singing Jingleheimer? Uh-oh. That's called, what is that called, Glenn? Damn it. That's called when two people come together and two gathered in my name, there I am also, and confirmation. I was thinking of in terms of Negan. Anyway, get down. Good morning. Audio is out of sync. Yeah, it is. Is it better now, though? That was early. I was trying to give it a minute for it to slow down. Let me get down the comments. Brand Rising. Good morning, Jackie Loach. Yeah, Jackie. Y'all need to go to Jackie's page. Jackie has a page for teaching women how to make, and men. She's got men products, too, how to make natural care products so you don't get the cuckoo virus, because your white blood cells aren't constantly fighting your ignorance of what you're putting on your body, in your body. They'll just be sitting back waiting to fight off the cuckoo flu. That's what I was trying to tell the brother earlier. If you eat healthy things, you have a healthy immune system. You don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. If you eat trash, your body's gonna perform like trash. And like, do you take your car to a gas station and put gas in it because the car's supposed to have gas in it from the gas station, and you pick the right type and you put it in and you put the right amount in, right? If you go to, I don't know, the paint store to get gas, I'm not riding with you nowhere. It's gonna be fires and explosions. It's gonna be colorful. It's gonna be like that festival in India where they throwing colors everywhere and you're gonna die and not make it. But going to a grocery store to put carcinogen food in your body to fuel your body is a bad idea. Synchronicity, yes, that's what it's called, because we're all connected together. We all get downloads from that soul Akashic record, Planck energy thing that Nikola Tesla and religions and everybody, Egyptians, and everybody talked about that. So it's a thing. Edgar Casey, Nicole, everybody talked about it. It's a thing. And it does, some people are more in tune with it than others. And it's a weird thing. And I think meditation helps that too, man. There's a meditation connection to changing the frequencies you're interacting with, and you can see. As crazy as that sounds, it's real. That's not what my post from this weekend was. I saw a different frequency and it freaked me out. I didn't say nothing about it because I don't understand it yet. I'll wait till I understand it. But you can attune your mind so you can see different frequencies and probably attune to that Akashic record a little more. Anyway, they are listening. Who's listening, Lynn? The aliens? They're always listening. They don't want to interact, so I ain't got no. Oh, Lord. I see. This is not okay. I know it's not okay. It's not. Y'all know that's me. No, this is not okay. I'm not feeling that one. No, Coco. No, we on the outs now. We are on the outs. It's a violation. You can make face apps of people, but you don't ever make your profile picture somebody else's face app. That's ganging up on people. That's bullying. That's gang violence, Coco. You're not supposed to be with Harsh. You're supposed to be with Coco because Harsh did that one, and it's wrong because it was funnier when it was Harsh because he was dancing and doing the Bollywood thing. Change your profile picture anyway. Brainwashed by Talmud Vision. Exactly, CJ Chammings. This is what this is. It is an augmented reality creator. CJ Chammings got his own reality to go after, right? He has his own reality based on what he sees, not on what they broadcast on these little weird devices. What the F is your profile? Yeah, that's what it was, Patricia. You can't help Coco. You just gotta kind of just accept Coco for what she is. She just gang violence and crazy stuff. Anyway, I ordered lead-based paint for all my walls after the watch party last night. Yeah, no, Jackie, that's the wrong way, girl. No, not lead-based. Don't put no paint on your walls. No. We need to go back to putting newspaper. They used to do that. Be sustainable. They used to put newspaper. No, the chemical companies don't need a dime from us. Put some tinfoil, aluminum. No, but it has to be 10. It has to be 10-based paint if you do that to stop the frequency. She's talking about last night. Yeah, what bothered me about that, Jackie, is after we finished this, and I was like, oh my God, because I've seen it before, but I wanted to watch it again. A good brother mentioned it the other day. What is the name of the documentary? I forgot. I don't know. It's the frequency one. And I thought that they were talking about 4G the whole time, Jackie. And they got to the end of all of the horrible things that occur from this. That actually was a video talking about how we shouldn't go from 3G to 4G. Now China's talking about 6G. The new cuckoo virus is on its way. It's going to be is working its way through China right now for next year's flu season. Anyway, come on in. Heather, how you doing this morning? Everything good in your part of the world? Hey, Melanie Cosby. Good morning. And then Melanie Cosby, no relations? Yes, you don't want any relations to that. Well, we are related to Bill Cosby. He's his cousin, but that man needs a little love and some hugs and some little more help. He needs an environment to know that it's not a good idea. Yes, we all gonna die. Whoever just typed that. We all gonna die. It's not about how you die. It's not about how you die. It's about how you live. Focus on the living. Don't worry about the dying because we all gonna die and it's not the end. It's not the end, but let's focus on where we are right now. Good morning, Jill Johnstone. How you doing this morning? What else I want to talk about? So Julian Assange, Washington, D.C. Act of 1871. I do want to spend a little time there because I think people understand that. Maybe y'all understand that. That was an invasion. It was a coup d'etat. You don't have a government. Stop acting like it's a government and get your republic back. If you have a government, you can actually do something useful. If you don't, they're always going to do what's profitable. That's the whole point of the SEC, right? Billionaires actually it was thousandaires that became millionaires, that became billionaires, that became trillionaires, and now they're trillion. It's probably beyond that, zillionaire families. They don't care about the money. They just want the control. And the only way you control people is through something they think that, because they think it's their idea, a government. And it's not. It's just a corporation. Anyway, tell it. I try to tell it, Jackie, for a minute. Every day it gets more insane, which is a good thing, Christine. The more insane it gets, the more we do. See, because they're ignorant of the pendulum. The harder they push that pendulum, the harder it's going to swing back. It's so wrong. The weakest part of the mainstream media is pushing past fear to paranoia, which is still good, Lynn. That's good because more people are saying it. The more ridiculous it is to like stand somewhere like, yeah, I'm a progressive. I'm a Republican. I'm a blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm an American and we're here to help and they hate us for our freedoms. You know, the more it's obvious that this is all control. Everything is controlled. Not just this. Everything is controlled. And more people are waking up. People aren't stupid. They're just controlled by their augmented realities, right? So it's a good thing. The harder they push, the better. Good morning, Barbara Peters. Nope. Oh, Lord. I'm going to skip your comments. Howdy, watching Larkin Rose. Oh, okay. I don't know who Larkin Rose is. Give them the big, no, don't do that. No, that's like going to the, that actually fits the analogy of taking your car to the paint store to gas it up. Your immune system, it needs fruits and vegetables. And if you're going to eat meat, fresh, free range meat, ran somewhere, lived a good life, prepared appropriately and not given antibiotics and all of this crap to keep it alive. That's how you attain health. And the only reason I talk about that, Jackie, because I don't do it. It's not a theory. I'm healthy. I haven't been sick in over 10, 15 years, however long damn it's been. 10 Black lost me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and everybody's got their thing, Patricia. Everybody's got their thing. I just, I don't even bother with it. I just, let people be people. And, people were patient with me, Patricia, before I figured it out. And once I figured it out, then I realized I ain't never going to figure it out. They didn't make any of this figure outable. They didn't make this reality we live in one that makes easy answers or puts the sites and the sources in front of you. I think you have to dig and you have to think through things. And you got to use critical thought. So I'm not worried about that. Tim gonna get it. I trust. Just sit back and just wait. They're all gonna get it. They all gonna get it, or we all gonna die. That's that's how that works. All right, View Wing. The manipulated is frustrating to watch. View Wing. The manipulated is frustrating to watch. Yeah, true. But we have to. Well, we love people. We gotta try to help people. But like I said, help them from a distance. Make sure you get to a place where you're surrounded by adults that do not believe the television, that don't believe their augmented reality enough that they will abuse you or anybody else with it. Make sure you're in one of those places. But it's frustrating to watch. But it's going to reboot. It's going to come back. It's in the end, y'all. It's the beginning. The cycle of violence always comes back around. And we're just coming back around to a time where we can do a paradigm shift. All right, I've been low-key on these. I've been low-key on here these days. Too much crazy. I needed to clear out the BS. Yep, everybody needs a break today, and not at McDonald's. Everybody needs a break today to go and eat an orange or an apple, but get away from the nonsense. The video is called Larkin Rose. Should we watch that, Citizen Deb? Is that copyrighted? Other than that, I was tempted to show y'all Lee's breakdown of Assange and why it didn't really change. The UK government just agreed. They've completely 100% agreed with the United States Incorporated. Because they're just different divisions of the same corporation for some holding company. So they're all on the same accord. They just said the prison system is it's too bad in the United States. So let them free. Gerard knows who Larkin Rose is. I don't know whoever said that. I forgot what I ate for breakfast yesterday. I forget. I need to get that ginkgo biloba. It's very familiar, but there's so much truth out there and there's so many truth tellers and whistleblowers. I probably did a video on Larkin Rose. I just forgot. Larkin Rose spent a year in jail. Let me move down. Let me see. The only way this works, understand what I'm trying to do. I'm going through your old comments here and I'm trying to read the new comments there. So I try to get through as many as I can there, but this feeds in the conversation. I just moved down. You need to listen to this week's Dane Wigington, geoengineering. Excellent. Okay. Is that one Barbara Peters that that we need to send to what's that little girl's name that knows about climate engineering and everybody listens to her and they're willing to fight other people in the street based on what she says. That other augmented reality. They need to send it to her. Greta. They need to send it to her. I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched Dane in a while. Like after a while, you get so much geoengineering, you like, you know what? I get it. Now it's time to move on to something else. Let Dane keep pushing with it because that's his thing and his passion. And then you kind of just move on like, yeah, this is crazy. I don't believe none of the weather is real, y'all. After a while, you go through enough of it, you're like, nope, where's that damn harp ship? Last night's video when they were, what were they suspecting? The Doppler radar, rolling that out, that actually is used to help do a lot of this stuff. And every country wants to make it rain on their country for food. And while well-meaning, it changes the weather patterns. And after a while, you know, it's like, yep, I got it. I don't believe none of the weather, none of it. All right, Gerard knows who Larkin Rose is and watches his stuff. He just doesn't remember the name. Yeah, Robert Walker. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. There's just too much. There's so much. But that's why I think, Robert, this is awesome. If y'all don't follow Robert Walker, you need to. That man, you're right about your Facebook. This man is hilarious. I was actually going to try to get you last night, brother. I was looking for your picture. It's not on your profile. I had FaceApp. I was like, you know what? Robert Walker needs to have some FaceApp aggressions on him. But he doesn't have any profile pictures. Yeah, there's just too much. But that's why it's good that all of this is happening from a consciousness perspective, people, because there's no leaders and no followers. Right? There are no leaders and there are no followers. There's just you, and you focus on where your passions are driving you. You learn what you need to. You teach other people, and you move on. You know, if I'm saying something that's different, this you're processing, great. Listen to my videos. If I'm not saying anything that's resonating with you, you just go away. Go find something that does. But learn something, and then come back and teach us. But you know, and if you're just here for the jokes, then you know that's fine too. And if you're here for the people, that's fine too. I want you here. I don't not want you here. I'm fine till that number starts hitting 100 on a daily basis. When that starts hitting 100 on a daily basis, then I'm gonna have to start to shadow ban myself and start talking about some fairies and inner Earth, and I might join Flat Earth if it ever hits 100 because I don't need that type of attention. Nobody does. The United States Incorporated will kill you. It's not that they're bad. They're doing their job. It's their job to kill me. It's not like a person in the United States Incorporated. It's a system. Everybody who works for the United States Incorporated, they're all good people. Now, let me take that back. They're all people, but they all think they're doing good things. But the system as a whole that they all feed into will require that to kill you. And I'm not ready to be killed yet. I mean, I'm ready whenever y'all ready. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not, I'm not going to step in the street. All right. You get big, you're not going to make it. You get big. Like, there's a reason Neil deGrasse Tyson says what he does. And I mentioned that before. He has to get grant money. He has a job. He probably has a wife and some kids and a mortgage and probably has things to pay. That man ain't going to throw his life away to tell you the truth. That would be stupid. And this is why the Matrix is so perfect. I know they're working on Matrix 4. I was watching that this morning. This pyramid Ponzi scheme where everybody in the pyramid, it makes them feel like they're doing enough good to make them okay with their lifestyle, and how I fight that. Because I know me well enough to know that I don't need a psych, what is that called? A shrink. I don't need a shrink to know that I should not be in charge of nothing. Having kids prove that to me. I should not be in charge of nothing, but I barely should be in charge of myself. I don't think anybody should be in charge of anything. But when you start to get up there and you got that good lifestyle, you got the big house and the big TV, and you got that, going on vacations and going to Chichen Itza, start going through that bucket list, it's an addiction. I would bet you, because cocaine is one of the most addictive substances on earth. Sugar is 100 times more addictive than that. That's why people died of the cuckoo virus this year. And yeah, I try to slip that in everywhere I can. But lifestyle is nothing more addictive than that. I've never seen anybody sell out an entire race of people for sugar. I've never seen them do that for cocaine or crack. But I see them selling out entire races of people for what comes through this damn television device. The most addictive thing we got going. It could be our Extinction Lovely event. So to finish up yesterday's conversation, so of course I went back and forth. I'm trying to help my family best that I can. And then he likened Black Lives Matter to Martin Luther King. I said, oh, Lord. Okay. I said, all right. So, yeah, valid question. He said, well, because I said, listen, I said yesterday, I'll say it again today. The Ku Klux Klan killed people and they saved people. Black Lives Matter got people killed and they have saved people. All of these groups are made of people who think they're doing the right thing. They're all good. In my mind, based on the augmented reality and their experiences, they're all doing what they should be doing. They're all doing, and they think that they're helping and doing the right thing. And he said, well, Martin Luther King had marches, and do you blame him for the people that died in his marches? First of all, Martin Luther King, he organized very few protests. He went to protests. He was a protester who understood how to fight the power effectively, so he did it peacefully. He went to protest knowing that if he didn't fight with police, that it would gain the sympathy of people who didn't realize he was human. People who were lied through their augmented reality, that his blood was thicker in his brain and he was an animal. And once people started seeing that he would sit there and be beat over the head with rocks and sticks and bottles in a suit, bloody, and come back the next week and do it again, and he got a bunch of other people to do that, that's when people who are also good people on the other side realize, wow, that is a plight. These people are serious. They're not wild and jungle bunnies that want to do drugs and lazy and don't do work, and their blood is thicker. They're like everybody else, and they have something important. Nobody goes out in the street and gets beat over the head and have dogs sicked on them peacefully, unless there is something that is really a serious problem that we're not seeing. And that's a break in the matrix. And that's my only critique of, white lives matter, black lives matter, blue lives matter, prayer boys and Antifa and all them, is that they don't know how to fight the power. See, you don't have to fight anything if people agree with you. You just walk away from it. And Martin Luther King knew that. And that's why I sent him the Boondocks video of the Martin Luther King speech. If you ever get bored, I'll have to watch the Boondocks again. Do a search for Martin Luther King Boondocks, right? If you have not watched the Boondocks, and if you don't, anybody wants to understand the minority side of America, and then when I say minority, I include white folk who grew up in the hood, I include the Hispanics in the hood, the Asians in the hood, because it has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with culture. Watch the Boondocks and you will understand. Great, great documentary of Aaron McGruder ain't on TV for a reason no more. He was a director. He makes, and you can laugh at your own ignorance. It's amazingly evolving. So anyway, no, Martin Luther King was a peaceful man. Not really. I mean, not when it came to his marriage. He's a man, had a tallywhacker, did some things, got caught, but his message was peaceful. I don't think if he were alive that he would not approve at all of Black Lives Matter, Antifa, skinheads, Ku Klux Klan, or any of them. He wouldn't approve of Democrats and Republicans. He wouldn't approve of politics. He wasn't a Democrat nor Republican. He refused to affiliate with either side of a corrupt war empire. But this is where we are, right? This is where we are. We can make jokes, but at the end of the day, we always kind of got to circle back to what do we do to really help people. So, if you just really listen to Martin Luther King speeches, and that was kind of what woke me up to. Is not just Boondocks, but like really listening to what he was saying. The man hated politics. But then again, he came from that culture of Christ consciousness, teaching that you're supposed to love everybody, judge people for the content of their character, not the color of their skin. So you can't have a group named Race Lives Matter, and it actually helped to make any lives matter. Right? A lot of kids right now who believed and followed that political organization who now have records. There are a lot of kids who did that who are dead. What? Elect the president to gain more votes, to get more people on your side. To me, that's dark magic. Anyway, I'm getting poppers from my murder friends game. All right, just it's okay to get caught up, people. Just focus on is what I'm doing helping the passions I'm trying to fix, whatever. And if it's not helping, and if it's literally hurting and it's making it worse, if you are affiliated with a group that's supposed to be fighting racism, but it's literally pushing people to not like your race, I don't think about that. Just think about it. Anyway, I won't talk about that. don't do too much comments. It gets too long. Oh, Christine, you said that after it got all long. So anyway, all right, let me skip down. I'm gonna skip down. Good Lord. A whole bunch of comments. Oh, chatty this morning. Y'all drink coffee? I need to ask the government if it's okay to listen to this. Joe, they don't care. You can listen, Gerard. It's fine. They don't care. United States Incorporated, they could care less. When they're ready for me, you're gonna see a black screen like that's it. Me, I might say, what the hell is that? Why does that look like a drone? And I might not even see that because they got drones that can fly so high you don't even see them. Like when they're done with me, that's all they got to do. Poof. And they would say, weird explosion. Man was making essential oils and distiller and it blew up. And then my friends, y'all be like, no, it was pumpkin essential oils. They don't explode. But most people on the news, in a virtual reality, would believe it. Like, oh, yeah, damn it, man was crazy. And had two distillers was making some oils or something, probably trying to blow up the world terrorists or something like that. And that would be the end of it. That's how these people get down. That's how they've always gotten down. So you don't ask the government nothing. Jack, don't ask nobody nothing, Joe. You do you. You do you. That's it. You don't need to be affiliated with anything. The only thing that matters is Joseph Workus and how you view what's real. But I know what you're saying. Fighting without fighting. Yes, Jack Lew, it's obvious that you read Lao Tzu, The Art of War. The Art of War is another thing that changed how I view strategy. If anybody has not read that and you think protesting your government with signs, Sharpie signs, street protests, fighting police is going to fix anything, you need to read The Art of War. Those men were genius, or that man was genius. And it applies, and he worked with other men and women too, fought as samurais and stuff, but it applies to anything in life. Jack, I can't hit your comment to make it go up there. But the point is that if you remove your enemy's will to fight, you won. Martin Luther King, Jack, knew how to remove the enemy's will to fight by showing the enemy that they're all the same. Jack, now you can take me back down that route. When I was in college, I went to a traditionally black college. I just fight the pods, because that's where I was. My African-American studies professor had us to do an assignment, Joe. I think I told this story before, Jack. I'll say it again real quick. I'm trying to be quick. And you had to pick a civil rights leader that you had to go and do some report or something with. And I asked my father, because my pop, he used to protest, Jack. Hey, man, Pop, what's going on, man? Hey, what's going on? Jack, down to school. Yeah, I need some money. Yeah, I need to come home and get some food and stuff. But look, I used to protest. I need to do a report or something on the civil rights movement. And he said, okay, well, this is what you need to do. He said, you need to call somebody else. So what you mean, Pop, man? You used to fight the pie, get out there. He said, yeah, I fought the pie until the dogs got there. He said, hell no. I said, okay, that's why I'm your son. Because you did not have German shepherds ripping your testicles off, and I need to come out of there eventually. So, okay, I got that. You left. I'd have done the same thing. I ain't fighting no damn German shepherds. He said, nah, they started throwing bottles and rocks and stuff. He said, I left. I come back again, but then I left again. He said, but some people stayed. And the person who stayed, who organized that stuff, his name was Jim Borden, Dr. Borden. I said, okay, so give me his number, call him. Hey, got to do a report, Dr. Borden, blah, 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 blah. What do I need to do? You need to tell me something about the civil rights movement. And the thing he told me, I was not prepared for, Jack. And it changed a lot of my perceptions in life about the whole fight the power thing. And he just said the real heroes of the civil rights movement you'll never see on television. They're unsung heroes. And he said the real heroes, from where he was in his perspective, he was with the SNCC organization, he used to organize protests. He said the real heroes that are unsung, he said, were white kids. I was like, huh? What you mean? But he said, we're white kids, college age. And I was like, well, what are we talking about? See, because Martin Luther King was going out and getting his butt kicked with a bunch of other people who knew how to fight the power, not increase power of the power, that a bunch of white students, college age, began to march with them. And he said every time the white kids showed up, he said the camera would move to the left, up, down, right, do anything it could just to focus on black people marching to avoid white people. Why? Because of this augmented reality. And this is why this still applies today. They would do anything they could because they knew if the majority of people who never even met a black person in their life saw that this was not a racial thing, they wouldn't have been on the team that they were. And so the media did everything they could to stop that. And he said, the problem is we were older, right? We had jobs, we had to pay mortgages and buy cars and food and stuff. We have to keep marching, but we got to live. And so, we might go once a month, might come back once every 2 months, go to a protest. He said, but when we saw that the young white kids, of course, they didn't have any jobs or anything, he said they come back every week. He said, and the biggest rocks and the broken bottles, they would aim at the white kids because they knew that was what was going to end this. The people with the real hate in the crowd, they would make sure they would wait till all the black folks had walked to find those white kids. He said we used to form lines around. We used to form groups around to protect them from being hit by these massive bricks and rocks. And he said, but even when they would still get hit, they'd still get beat up, and we still try to get around them. He said, but change, and this is a conversation long ago. So I'm paraphrasing, but he said, what he still remembers was that those white kids would get back on the bus again the next week. They would next Sunday, because they show right back up to get beat the hell up again. And he said that we had no choice. We had to go. He said they were going to kill those white kids if we didn't go. And that's the beautiful thing, people. And this is where this ends. When you stand up for each other, that's how you fight the system. But anyway, Brother Jack, that was Lao Tzu, Art of War, right? When you take away their will to fight, there's no fight. It's simple. Take away their will to fight. Daryl Davison, I keep mentioning that guy because I guess this is just where we are, because I guess people are fighting in the streets again. When you all realize that you're fighting for the same thing, there's no fight. You just walk away. Like our utopia is literally tomorrow, if we want it to be. Well, the law changes slow and things change slowly. Yeah, if we're stupid, if we want to keep to be ignorant, if we want a lot of people to die between now and then. When we're ready to change everything, we got the automation to feed everybody. We got the land to hide, and we got the 3D printing and the ability to build houses for each other. And it's not even about the robots and automation, people. Like, that's my perspective, because I come from that world. That's the IT automation world. We do it for each other anyway. And the person on this live stream who, if I had the ability, said, hey, man, I got to build a house. Can you come help me? I'd go help them. Hey, I got this garden going, and I need some help from first year doing it. If I can get to you and I have the ability to do that because I'm not a slave and I got to pay taxes and make money to live, I'm going to come help you. I think if you really think about it, deep down in the core of every single human being is the need and the passion to help each other. We don't need the automation. We got it. So we could literally have a utopia in comparison to where we are today. It's not going to be a utopia. It's still going to be problems. But we just won't decide to do it. And the reason why? Augmented realities. That's why I love doing this. I do and I don't at the same time, because it all feeds together. If you don't follow your augmented, bigoted reality and you make friends with the people that the system says to fight with, everything changes. All right. I'm sorry, Christine, I had you up on the screen. Don't get too much. Yeah, I've been doing comments lately, Christine. Oh Lord, Coco, because you have such a classically that's so nice, classically handsome face. You see that? You see what Coco said to me? Oh, that's so nice. Bullshit. Stop it. I'm not stupid. I know how women. Listen. I've been here for a while, Coco. I know how women play men. I know how they do that. They say, "Oh, you." No, stop it. Stop. Change your profile picture. All right. I did research on Hassan. I understand he was born into a Rothschild breeder camp in Australia. Chris Hedges said Empire was not finished with Assange. Yeah, and this is Jackie, and I don't debate that, right? Like, there are a lot of people who talk about how Assange was controlled opposition, which is okay. It doesn't actually change any of my points, right? Like, they can use him to reveal things that were already revealed. And that was the best argument I saw, that he was CIA and he revealed things that were already in the public domain. So he didn't really do anything, which is fine. But WikiLeaks and the idea and the philosophy, the truth of revealing what is true to the population empowers us to do something powerful. Like if we only take it as far as Assange goes, then yeah, nothing changes, right? And that's why they have controlled opposition, right? Because Assange gets out, he's not going back to WikiLeaks. He's the biggest fool on the planet or the greatest saint. He's not going to do that. He's going to go home, right? But what WikiLeaks did was give us the understanding that if we don't know what's true, we can't make a good decision, right? Making a decision is a decision, and not making a decision is a decision. And this is why actually I didn't vote in this circumstance, right? Because if I'm not informed, you're not going to have my consent. I'm going to tell you to go to hell. So no, I didn't vote. I have no issues with Donald Trump. I have no issues with Joe Biden Biden. Well, I got issues with some of the things they did, but if I were them, I'd be there. But I'm not going to vote and give my energy in an unconformed way. There's no intellectual discussion happening anywhere. Right? If we don't have the data, then we're not informed. Right. So WikiLeaks set a precedence that we need a planet that's open source. And a bunch of my IT friends, we talk about that all the time because we understand the power of open source. When you go from a controlled programming environment to an open source, when the right things happen, the right conversations happen, you create universal solutions that everybody wants. Like they got that saying, Jackie, you can't please everybody, and it's complete bullshit. I didn't say bullshizzle, I said bullshit because that one's worked. It's complete bullshit. You can please everybody. Everybody wants to be left the hell alone. They want land, peace, freedom, a little bit of love or something, and they're good to go. Everybody wants that. You can't please everybody with controlled opposition. You can't please everybody with their little augmented reality, half wisdom, half truth nonsense. But at the core of it, everybody wants the same thing. You absolutely can have universal solutions, and that's why they keep information from us. And that was the precedence that Assange set. Information is power when you withhold it from people. So every debate I see in all these little silly shows, that's why I don't watch them. The progressives and the conservatives and they all have a legitimate gripe, but they all talk about the side effects of how they want to be the powerful ones. So he could be controlled opposition. It doesn't really matter. I always go back to, oh, Lord have mercy. I saw a little piece of this comment. I don't even want to see Patricia House. I might click off of it. Hey, ruined my thought. It's okay. It's humor. All right. Good Lord. Pics go viral. Transgender social media influencer Gerard. Now, I'm not an influencer. If I'm influencing anybody, they're foolish. Oh, Lord have mercy. See, and this is why I appreciate having a mustache so nobody gets confused. Now they're going to take the mustache off. That's my friends. That's what they do. They probably think it's funny if they could make an augmented reality where people start thinking, oh, he's a transgender, social media guy. They probably find that funny. I wouldn't. I have nothing wrong with that. I have nothing wrong with anybody who's anything. I'm okay with any life anybody wants to lead. All right. Whenever we go out at night, the people always shout, yes, they shout, we need freedom, but we, as in a few of them, based on their, their race or their group or their whatever, and people need to stop going out and shouting. They need to sit back, have a cup of coffee and have a conversation over some good comedy. All right. I love the ball in your hand. Oh, what is that? It's an example of the little watchers in the quantum reality, and they are being memorialized as emojis. The ball in my hand. I guess you're replying to somebody else, man. What's that, Jack? Slavery, the most profitable resource, is very addictive. It is, Jack, and they're not going to let it go. They're not going to let slavery go as long as we keep agreeing with the different versions of it. As long as we keep agreeing with the different flavors of it, generation to generation to generation to generation, they'll never let it go. As long as we are happy slaves, they're going to give us what we need. And that's why I say the world isn't broken. The world is exactly how it's supposed to be. Oh, look at that. Susan Worcester's back. I ain't seen you in a minute. That's what's going on, Gerard. So often to see you live on Facebook again. Yeah, what you had to take a break? I was shut down for 8 months on Facebook. Wow. I'm really careful on Facebook now. Damn, I didn't know they did that. Damn, girl, what you post? You posted plans for the UFO? What you do, Susan? All right. Black Lives Matter and Antifa have nothing to do with caring about black people or anyone for that matter. No, they don't, Susan. They don't. And White Lives Matter has nothing to do with white lives. And Blue Lives Matter has nothing to do with blue lives, right? They're political organizations for political control because somebody on top of those groups wants power or to keep power or take power, right? If White Lives Matter wanted to help white lives, they would go to the Appalachian Mountains, they would go to the trailer parks, and they would make sure that those little kids have resources and food and clothes and all the things that I've seen traveling this planet. They don't give two damns. Black Lives Matter ain't doing that. They don't give two damns. They got $100 million from George Soros. They should only have $1 million in their account right now. Because why? You got millions of people with black skin that are starving all over this country. They need houses and land and freedom and the ability to provide them. So they ain't doing a damn thing. They're just making money. And this is what I was trying to explain to my family, is that they're making money on it. Blue Lives Matter doesn't care about no cops. Blue Lives Matter, the people at the top of the board, you know what their job is based on? People shooting at cops. When people stop shooting at cops, if cops stop dying, they won't have a retirement. That's what I'm saying. The problem is system, people. It is system, system, system. Do everything you can to focus on the system. Don't get lost in the identities. That's what keeps the system going. We need to break the system. Good to see you, sis. Meditation. I would love to teach. Absolutely. And you should, Christine, because like me, I can't teach no meditation. People say, "What, Gerard, how you meditate?" You do not want to know. It's not going to work for you. You go find your own way to do it. Everybody's got to find their own way. That's my belief. You know, you should do it your way. What's up, Gerard? What's up, Chris George? What's up? Who's that? Courtney Foster still ain't changed her picture, girl. according to my good morning, his name. Wait a minute. His name is my name too. We are all one. We are just fighting aspects of ourselves. Okay, so I got that wrong. Did you fact check that one, Jackie? I thought it was like a Negan thing, like we're all the same. I am Negan in a augmented reality controlled identity fashion. Those are saying it's like quantum physics. We're all one. Okay, well, that's a good nursery rhyme, man. That's a good thing. Great thing. Good thing. Great thing. Hey, Deborah. Good Deborah Shepherd Willett. Gerard is like, I might want to date somebody. At some point, and they might think I'm a kind of freaky. What? I ain't. I want to be false advertising about myself and how I go. Huh? Deborah, what are you talking about? I'm a freak. No, Deborah, don't start no lies. No. And I wouldn't want to. Now, everybody wants love right now, but love need a minute. Love, wait, it's not going to be love if you force it. And no, I'm not kind of freaky. I'm a freak, Deborah. No, I'm not even going to touch that. We not even going to go there. You think Christ and Will got problems? They ain't got no problems. They tame. No, it's just we have other things to do right now. I have important things to do. So my life is about priorities. And right now, people are starving, bad things are happening. And some of us have certain skill sets where we need to implement those skill sets to help things. So I don't really focus on it. And I'm gonna let that, and then hopefully that helps somebody, but live your life and you will end up where you're supposed to be. If you let other people drive your life, like I used to go to church, Deborah, and like the pastor, oh yeah, the single people stand up. That's part of why I don't go to church no more. Because it's like they're always trying to pimp out the single people. Let the single brothers stand up and let the women look on them. Like, what the heck kind of slavery is this? The hell kind of cult is this? I came here to find Jesus and read some scriptures and, you know, let single people stand up. It's time to get y'all married. No, it's not. Damn it, I came here for Jesus, not for you to pimp me out and pay you for it. You're supposed to pay me. All right. So no, I don't know. No, I think you got to live your own life. Don't worry about what other people are doing, right? If you got to wake up each morning and drive your own ship. And if it ends up that's where you are, then that's where you are. You know, don't fight it, but you control you. Don't let what other people do. Oh, well, my neighbor bought a Benz, so honey, we got to buy a Benz too. No, that stuff comes from slavery. The Johnsons got a bigger house, and you went to school with him, got the same degrees. It's time for us to get a bigger house. That is what holds the system up. Is people not living their own lives. Live your own life, and when those things are supposed to happen, it'll happen. You hear what I'm saying? Live your own life. Live it. And people who are living a life like that, you will align with. And one day they drop some books or something, or sneeze on you, you get the cuckoo virus or something, and then y'all can have a discussion. Stop eating sugar. You know, you're coughing on me. You're making yourself sick. You're going to get grandma and everybody killed. Nope, the face diaper doesn't work because of extracellular vesicles called exosomes, pathogens like to hide in that come out of every cell in your body, your skin, your ears, your eyes, your face, your head. Unless you got a positive pressure level 3 suit that OSHA regulates for people who play with the cuckoo virus strain, you're going to get everybody killed. All right. I hear that. All right, Chris, you hear that. Good. I'm glad. Hopefully it was something important. I need to go to, wait a minute, I need to go to this church you speak of. Online dating blows. I'm glad you figured that out, Andrew. Yeah, yeah. Boy, I can tell you stories, brother. Oh, could I tell you stories? Well, I don't never know, never not nil, never know, never have another profile on no dating site for nothing nil, never know now. Not ain't got nothing wrong with that. Everybody can go out there and learn their own lessons. I've learned my lessons. Those profile pictures ain't them people. That's their daughters and their cousins. And that's what I used my sister's picture because it kind of looked like me. And that was my picture from 20 years ago, but I still look the same. It's like, no. And plus, it's something personal, right? Because when you do that, you're like, you're using other people to dictate what you want anyway. They ask you a set of questions, you answer the questions like that's supposed to be important. What's your favorite color? That damn it, that got to do with, stuff that I need to do. Ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm glad you figured that out, Andrew. Well, I tried a few of them. I thought it was the dating site, jumped to another one, thought, nope, that. And I met great people, wonderful people, don't get me wrong. And some of them turned into great relationships. And a lot of those people on my friends list, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't think that's how this works. All right. I don't think that's how. I think you're supposed to be in the jungle, just out there doing your thing, and Boo Boo and Tink Tink come running by chasing a buffalo or something. You get that hint of his, what is it, pheromones and something else. Like, ooh, to kind of make things tingle or whatever. And, things going pretty good at your tribe. You out here chilling. You're not like growing food and washing clothes and trying to fight out another tribe. Like, oh, I'm ready. About time. But now they fake and they hide that stuff, Andrew, because that's what they use, these colognes and perfumes. They call it eau de toilette. It's all toilet water, according to the French, and they're right. It's all trash because they use pheromones to get people who not supposed to like you. So you wearing this deodorant or this cologne, you're attracting this kind of person, but y'all get married, have kids. Her biology changes too because she's on pills like these whole birth control pills. Y'all really need to rethink this. Find a woman who knows what birth control pills are and how they change the type of man you're looking for. So now that he doesn't know what he's looking for, he's wearing stuff to attract people that ain't supposed to be with him. She taking pills so she don't have a baby and it attracts a man that she ain't gonna want to be with when the baby pop out. And it's just like, that's the divorce rate. Andrew is all fake and you met on a dating site. No, it's too many things that need to happen, too many discussions that need to happen in person. All right, don't want to go down that route. Glad you figured that out. Just live your life, brother, and when it'll happen, it'll happen. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a corporate faux science puppet and media mouthpiece. He absolutely is, but he's doing the right thing for him. He's living his own life until he needed grant money. And once he needed that grant money to pay that thing, then, aliens kind of exist. Genetically engineered GMO is hybrid, it's like got that wife at home. I think he's married. It's like, yeah, we ain't giving this up. You gonna have to just get the line. The aliens can land in Neil deGrasse Tyson's yard. He's gonna tell you aliens don't exist because that wife, nope, no, you're not. You ain't giving this lifestyle. Damn it, I'm gonna retire in 3 years. Y'all, I didn't be hard. Okay, patriarchal world is hard. I've been doing this thing, and hell no, you're gonna keep lying to people. No, that's not an alien behind me. Damn it, pretend he ain't there. All right. I was fooled. He still didn't want me to talk about aliens. I tell you, as long as you don't want me to talk about them, we're going to talk about them. Hey, howdy. Sound like Woody. Love to everybody. Yes, love to everybody. There's a video link. Okay. Better job at themselves. Okay, I'm going to let move that. Christine said I'm way too up in comments. All right. One more day. Boom. Yes. Fighting, blah, blah, blah. Fighting Antifa, BLM. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about 1871. The year we lost the government, but we'll see where it goes. Oh, protesting and self-destructive at the same time because of ignorance. Yes, ignorance, which is a good thing, Christine. Ignorance is a great thing because we're all ignorant. Willful ignorance is something else. We all know you are freaky. What? A freaky behind closed doors. Yeah, I am, Susan. Yeah. Oh no, I affiliate with the freaks. I'm not like a freak everything. Like there's a freak that's self-destructive, and there's the freak like, within that monogamy thing. I'm no. Like I said, so I'm not gonna touch that though. Not gonna pull me back into that conversation. I'm looking for other stuff to talk about. Best relations start spontaneously. Yes, Christine, because that way all the other things control. All the other consciousness and all of that fits in and makes it work. When you try to make it work because you like he's got a six-pack or something, yeah, that's a divorce. and it's bad too because you're gonna have kids and divorce with this guy because that six-pack ain't staying. One day he's gonna discover beer. and that he has women at home, and people don't go out for smart people. They don't go out for hot dogs when they got. Let me stop. That's not gonna go right. They don't go out for for burgers when they have steak at home. The other one wasn't going to end well, so I didn't want to finish that. I pissed off enough women. I don't need more women pissed off at me. That ruins your life. All right, I don't think all of them are. I believe most people are really trying to do good. Darlene, I think everybody's trying to do good. Everyone's trying to do good. That's why I can't be in conflict with anybody. I think everybody is trying to do the right thing. And as long as I know that, Darlene, I don't have any conflicts with anyone. I don't have to block anyone. I don't have any real issues. Walter, oh, they're just dead, the alien, he's trying to do the right thing. We need to talk about this. Now I'm just like, no, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. Free energy it's required for technology to create an abundance utopia, and I need that to stay in the forefront. So I'll talk about that Rothschild crap, that Nikola Tesla crap that they got flying around. And he's trying to do the right thing. So I don't know. He's trying to do the right thing. Everybody, I have no problem with Black Lives Matter. I think they feed into the system the way they're supposed to. I don't have a problem with the Ku Klux Klan. I think they feed into the system the way they're supposed to. They're teaching everybody about augmented realities. And one day we're going to hit that power switch and turn off all the augmented realities. When that happens, this earth is going to become a love fest. It's going to be freaking amazing. Wait, you are telling me Fireball isn't the cure to Rona? If you mean asteroid, yeah, that'll cure it. Ain't not gonna survive that, and that keeps happening to us because we stupid and we follow stuff like that. There's no cure to the Rona, Andrew. There's prevention to having a debilitated immune system that will save you when our normal updates from the environment come around. Bacteria, fungus, viruses, all those things are there in an evolving ecosystem, and we have to evolve and keep going with them. But if we, bagels for breakfast and you go to the mall for lunch and you eat trash for dinner, your immune system won't work. So there's no cure. The cure for the Rona is death. Right? Because the cure for any species not evolving with the ecosystem because they forgot how to take care of their body and they're abusing their body is to die. For the majority, not everybody. There's some people who have genetics who need help. And that's part of why I speak the way that I do, Andrew, because those people need vaccines to work. Those people need our technology to be the best. Those people need to have the ability to have a vaccine that has 80 million scientists working on it, beating the hell up in an open source environment to guarantee it will save grandma, to guarantee that if you got to go through a surgery and pneumonia or something else might kill you, if we have that level of technology, we need to guarantee that it works 100% of the time. Right? And we'll never get there with the current setup in the for-profit allopathic Rockefeller medicine men model. Doctors know that, and scientists know that. I know that from an engineering perspective. The best engineering comes when you have the most minds beating it up, not when you have the company that can make it the fastest and the cheapest and make the most money doing it. This is a game. That's what it's all bullshit. Yeah, I'll go with bullshit on that one, Andrew. I mean, it's not cussing. This is what comes out the backside of a bull that's useless for everything but growing food. It's just bullshit. This is a game. This is a monopoly game that people die. And everybody picks and chooses their little icon, their little avatar to move around the board and roll the dice, and they're okay with people dying. To me, that's too apathetic. I don't have any interest in that. So that's why I speak the way that I do, because we can have a medical system that actually is a medical system. But right now, we don't want that. Right now, we just have ego. All right, this is classic right here. All right, what is classic? Okay, well, something I said or something else you can't see replying to something else. We can fix the world. We just got to have more love in our hearts for others than ourselves. The fight is ego. The fight is how's that saying go? The fight is about powers and principalities. You want to fight things from that perspective, not from your own little ignorant self. Weather control is a huge part of the plan. Fires, tornadoes, hurricanes, and drought. No one's growing their own food. No one growing their own food is organic from constant spraying. And this is true, Verna. The healthiest food you can eat to save grandma is growing your own, right? If you have an ailing grandmother or mother or whoever, the best thing you can do is grow food. I try to grow food for my mother. She still don't want to get down with it. She's slowly learning, but we're still working with her. If you want to save grandmama, you're not running around in a face diaper eating bad food and sharing a government that's poisoning people. You're growing her food. It's the best thing you can do. But it's all tainted. Right? They've tainted the air, the food, and the water. We are literally a for-profit corporation called the United States Incorporated, and they are required by law to do what makes profit. They don't give two damns about your debates. They don't give two damns about your politicians. They don't give two damns about what you want or if you die. They are required to do what makes profit. They are literally a legislated oligarchy that Plato talked about from the Washington, D.C. Act of 1871. It is their job to make profit and to make it from an apathetic SEC perspective, agnostic to who it kills. So, yeah, but that's the best thing you can do. But at least it's a beginning. You have to start somewhere. Yes, start somewhere and keep going. Change is a lifestyle. Fighting your own ego is a lifestyle. You have to keep going. I just got booted out. You did, Heather? Yeah, that's what happens. You know, I'm not kicking state narratives, and it's not a person watching. It's not AI. It's not true AI. It's just learning software. They key on the keywords. If you say enough of the right keywords, they start shadow banning you by kicking people out. And enough people get kicked out enough, they don't want to come back. They'll reduce the bandwidth, they'll play these games, and that's how the system works. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's literally supposed to do that. Gerard, so awesome to see you on Facebook again. Okay, I got that one. What's Rebecca talking about? My mother and her friends march and even videotape civil rights marches over and over again. The truth. Yes, Rebecca, because people don't want to see that. That doesn't fulfill their narrative. And it's on all sides, right? There are people with brown skin who make profit from people with brown skin dying. So they make money from keeping, people with brown skin in this box and people with lighter skin in that box. And that's why all the sides work together. The system ends when people no longer see skin color. That's what Martin Luther King said. And that's why they killed Martin Luther King, and they used the civil rights leaders to do it. And a lot of those civil rights leaders are in the tops of the Democratic Party right now, which makes perfectly good sense. And I'm sure the other side that they worked with, that, the racist side, perhaps are in the Republican side. I don't know. I just, it's not even a thing, Rebecca. Once I realized, wow, wait a minute, because I was raised to believe, white people, racist people killed Martin Luther King. That is not what happened. Lyndon Johnson was making big money from the war. Martin Luther King he believed in the things he talked about from a love everybody perspective. Right? He believed in, he really, not from the fidelity wife side, but that's another. He's a man. Everybody has flaws. To me, that doesn't invalidate his message. And the civil rights movement, they started loving that money. That's how you break everybody's with money. Just how doctors, Neil deGrasse Tyson, scientists, everybody. That's how you break the system. They wanted the money. And so they orchestrated a plan, to the best of my understanding, from Freedom of Information Act request released and the FBI website you can go to, and the actual confessions, and you'll see that, yes, they were working with the tops of the civil rights movement to help kill Martin Luther King. And you had that preacher who slipped and said it that Dick Gregory put on blast. He was having that speech, and I tell you what, age is a thing. One day that neuron will link up with this one, that autism kicks in. Not that, was Alzheimer's, because it's diabetes type 3 that comes from sugars too. And this pathway routes with that. You're emotional, you're talking on stage, a bunch of black people out there, you're a black minister, and he tripped, he flipped and said, and then the time came where I had to get out the way so they could get a good clear shot. Hey, don't ever trust people because of their skin. Don't ever trust people because of how they look. Don't ever trust people because of their gender. Don't ever trust people because they're progressive. Don't ever trust people because of their identity. Don't ever trust people. Live your life. All right. Everybody is corruptible. They can corrupt me tomorrow if they want. I'm not big. They have no reason to corrupt me. Nobody followed me blindly. If y'all want to get me killed, you want to get me corrupted, start following me. Start listening to everything I say, like these little ignorant leaders do. And then like Donald Trump. Do I think he was fighting the deep state? No, too many people trusted him. He might have wanted to, but that's not how this system works. Do I think Obama was a good guy and he wanted to fight the state? Probably. I don't know. Who knows? You got in office, there's no way they're going to let him do that. That's not how corporations work. You will follow the corporate agenda or you'll be fired. And this one will fire you or kill you. So, I don't want to debate things that are stupid. And to me, debating on who the president is, who the Speaker of the House is, who's in the Senate, Congress, of a slave plantation that doesn't even let me own land, doesn't even give children land at birth. Man, come on, stop it. That's a waste of time. Hey, good morning, Lori Root Riley. I got to start coming early so you can be around. I miss you being around here. The news won't cover when Jewish college kids protest against Israel either. Yeah, that's the truth. Kind of hard to sell them as anti-Semites. Well, and so Patricia Hauser, and that's why I love being around people who are doing their own research and thinking through these things. That ended the whole, well, the Jews are doing this to somebody. No, they're not. The people who are Jewish who follow the Torah are wonderful, loving people. And they're brothers and sisters in all of this. They want freedom and love and fresh air for everybody. You have a political organization that hides within there called the Zionists. And not all of them are bad. I think they're all good. I think that they all think that they're doing the right thing. But that's how all these things work. But being able to see that lets you isolate them. And they're oppressing the Jews in Israel. And they're protesting. They stand up and they got the horses and the water hoses. Every now and then you'll see a little clip on the news here and there. But it defies their narrative. This is why you don't see the Black Prayer Boys. This is why you don't see the Black conservatives much. This is why on the news they're not talking about the fact that over double the Black people who voted for Trump last time voted for Trump this time. He doubled his Black vote. So we're not going to get into who won, who lost. To me, it's still insignificant. But you'll never see things that break their narrative, and that goes right along with why the civil rights movement didn't show white kids standing up for Black folk. Feeding your enemies, breaking bread, talking and listening, like the Black Panthers and Southern Boys. Yes, Jack Lewin, that's the point right there. When you are willing to break bread with your enemies, they will no longer be your enemies anymore. They ain't got nothing to fight. But see, this is the difference, Jack, between people who actually want to fix something and people who just want to make noise or who are angry and they're lashing out. When you're ready to fix things, you'll do it. I kind of feel like the conversation went in the direction of Earl Davis. That's not his name. Anyone post his name? I feel like I want to watch one of his videos. And he's not the only one. He's not the only one who actually makes Black Lives Matter by taking people out of the Klan. And he doesn't take people out of the Klan. Right? So that's the other thing I don't like, how they put him out there like that. He doesn't take people out of the Klan. There's nothing wrong with people in the Klan. They're not broken. They're only given partial information. All he did was go and give them the rest of the information. He's not a bad guy. He plays good blues music and he doesn't hate them and he works hard. He broke the narratives and they made their own decision that, wow, I've been lied to. Why am I in the Ku Klux Klan? And they left. He didn't do that. They decided that for themselves. He just gave them some information. And that's why, if you ever start getting White Lives Matter wanting to break bread and talk for Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter breaking bread wanting to talk to White Lives Matter so they can actually save the lives of all these children so they'll matter, the state will kill all of them. It'll be like oh man, that'll be the apocalypse. That'll be the end of it. The system will respond. Not that the system is evil, it's just supposed to. They all get Bob Marley foot cancer magically. You just see another cuckoo virus. It would just go drones and bombs, fire, all kind of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Gs everywhere. Because it'll actually work. And they know that. That's why the only thing they fear is all of the people who are suffering from artificial scarcity actually get a clue. That's when the system responds to you, and that's when it will come for you, because then you will actually be a threat. Until then, you're not a threat. You're just feeding it. Taking the wind out of their sails. Yeah, take the wind out of their sails, Heather. There's nothing to fight. And I think the kids are worth it. I think the kids are worth giving them a better life than what we've had. I think all the kids are more important than me. Use the internet, I thrive. But this is why I don't chastise the kids in the street, because I used to be them. And I'm sure a lot of you used to be them as well. It is us who need to make things right. It's not them. They're lashing out because we've never done the right thing. All right, use the internet. I thrive off all the free information that is out there. It is there to learn and take from. What we do with it is up to us. Nobody else. Got to take Got to take the pre-made preservatives out of watching vids and jar your own jam. Sensory versus sensible. Absolutely. And so for the funny thing about that, Jeannie, I got to hide your comment because it's just too damn much, which feeds into the augmented reality. The augmented reality is not a bad thing, right? Well, let's say it another way. The tool, the cell phone is not a bad thing. What's a bad thing is that the information coming through it is limited, right? So the internet is not bad. YouTube is not bad. Television is not bad. And I think, Jeannie, and I appreciate you saying that, because people think, oh, well, you just don't think that TV has good information and YouTube has better information. Kind of ish. Depends on what you know and what you've studied. All of these are just information sources, and they all say enough truth to stay valid, right? Otherwise, people wouldn't watch them. But none of them tell the entire truth. I like YouTube because I get to control what I watch. Right? I watch TV, they completely control what I watch. But I still know on YouTube, they're only going to say part truth. Anything that you upload that is true or say that is 100% true, that they don't have a thing for, usually it gets deleted. Last time I got banned on YouTube, it was because of cuckoo virus, and it helped me to understand what actually is going on. That's all they care about is keeping the universal solving truth off of the television, YouTube, Vimeo, or whatever media that you use, right? It's the media is our extinction level event. Oh, beautifully said, Gerard. Thank you, Lori. Wasn't for that. I have no idea what I said beautifully. I like the comment reading. Makes us part of the show. Okay, well, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to do more of that. That's what I kind of want to do. I like reading comments. I already know what I know. It's stupid, Lori. I like when people push me down certain avenues. It's like the, who do you make your friends? You make friends who don't have like-mindedness. Let me go back to Lori's comment. Like, this whole idea that you're supposed to align with like-minded people is stupid. You want to interact more with people who are not like-minded so you can fix your mind, because iron sharpens iron, makes it an effective sword. But you're walking around with a blunt piece of iron because you only got part of the information, you remain ignorant. So you're supposed to find people that disagree with you and are intelligent and find out what they know. But if you align with like-minded people, then you just become a pod person, But as far as living, that's the only place I disagree, Lori. You got to live around like-minded people who would agree with how you're living. If you're around unlike-minded people who got face diapers on, they'll turn you in as Nazis. Social media is for me to reach out and understand the Klan. Yes, I have Ku Klux Klan friends, and to understand the prayer boys and them, not yet, to understand Black Lives Matter and Antifa. I need to understand them and interact with them so I know what their tizzy is. Then I need to change my behavior to try to remove my complicity in what makes them so angry that they feel that violence is the only action. Right? That's what we got to do. But living around them, hell no. I'm going to move to Tupelo, Mississippi, down in the heat of the Klan with the Grand Dragon, controls the police, the oxygen, the food, the water, the local government. No, that's stupid. That's as dumb as staying in a place where the 0.01% that basically put the whole world in face diapers and locked down things and killed over 1 million people. That's like living around those people. That's dangerous. No, I need to move from a distance and stay friends with my neighbors. I need to move I can take care of myself. I actually can take care of myself. I don't need the infrastructure, but that's hard living. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather live around people who want to take care of themselves. We all take care of each other, work together. I might have a day where I get a flu or cold or something. That might actually happen. And if that happens, some days I want to sit down and let somebody else carry the load. That's why you want to live around. We survive as a community. We don't survive as these little ignorant television watching virtual augmented reality bastards. So anyway, and it was actually good when they were fighting about 10 Black. That was a good. They were talking about it. They were like, yeah, don't block us. We all need to work together, and we all need to hear what each other's got to say. And they're kind of on it. I don't know who these people are. Well, they're probably on my friends list. I got a lot of progressive friends. Why do I have progressive friends? I liked a lot of things Bernie said. Didn't vote for Bernie. I liked a lot of things Bernie said. I liked a lot of things Trump said. Didn't vote for Trump. And so I ended up with a lot of Trump friends. And so my Bernie friends think I got mostly Trump friends, and my Trump friends think I got mostly Bernie friends. And I'm just like, no, I'm not on anybody's team. I believe in the future, and we ain't gonna get to the future unless I know what everybody got snot bubbles about. Yep. Agree, Mark Johnson. Eden is only a day away. You know, if we decide to get away from ignorance and fellowship with righteousness, Eden's just a day away. Damn it, that was a big one. I eat my oranges in quarters. I choked the whole damn thing down. I didn't swallow. I'm gonna eat little pieces of it because that's gonna be like 30 seconds between talking. All right, love is overused, underutilized word. Yep. And I don't think love is too easy. Okay, because when you say love, somebody else means it a different way. When I say love, someone takes it a different way. And then there are even different types of love. I don't look at the news talk. I haven't looked at the news much this year. Everybody is called control opposition with very little reasoning often. Yep. And I, you know, Lord, I think everybody is. I just think some of us are more controlled than others, right? If all the information is controlled, then everybody's controlled opposition. But some are okay and happy to be controlled, and some are more controlled than others. Smear campaigns, we're offering controlled opposition. Yeah. So, right. And I think that's a good indicator of what's problematic is when they want to silence people. When you use emotion in a debate, then you no longer have a debate. Right? When you use smear campaigns, you make it emotional and personal, you ain't nothing else to say. And so usually I'll talk to people till they make something personal. Then I realize that it's not a discussion anymore. It's just them trying to be right. Then I realize it's not about being an intellectual anymore. It's just you're emotional because you didn't like what I said and it doesn't fit with your narrative, you know, of things. Yeah, and that's okay too. It's not a bad thing. You know, you're supposed to be. That helps me, Lori. It actually helps me to know, you know, who to trust and who not to trust. But unfortunately, some of the members of my family they're just not in that space where I can trust them. I can't trust my kids around them because, like I said, you got to be street smart. You know, had these kid things, been working on raising them. I don't want them around people who aren't street smart. That's why I'm going down south. I need to be around street smart people who actually can see and spot the problem. So let's stop chastising Gerard about leaving. You have to be smart. As a parent, you don't get to make a lot of your own choices, right? Yeah. And as a family member, you don't too. Mean Warriors, huh? The role of Freddy Krueger in this video will be played by Bill. Ooh, goodness gracious. Ooh, Matthew, I did a I did a meme the other day. So I'm gonna show it to you. I did a Gates meme. Well, I mean, somebody did a Gates meme. I don't even know who did it. Sometimes people just do stuff. I'm gonna show it to you. But I have to steer clear of the topic a little bit. I'm gonna share the audio. Yeah, I'll share the audio. There might be something on my timeline that makes sense to share. Scoot down the timeline here. Oh, relationship goals. That's so funny. Hold on, I gotta make this screen small. I gotta move this over so I can see the comments and back over here. That is hilarious. Relationship goals. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? Let me go here. Let me press that. I'm gonna go here, scoot down. Where is Gates at? He's down somewhere. Right. Throw that TV away. Blah 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 blah. What is this? Don't forget. Oh Lord, yeah, this is the this is the face app. Yeah, it was a conflict. It broke out last night. Oh Lord. That's a problem. That's a problem. Oh, there you go. There go my friends, the lollipop kids. That's harsh. And and John. We represent the lollipop kids. The lollipop kids. The lollipop kids. We represent the lollipop kids. I love it. Can I make this bigger? I'm sorry. It looks like Harsh got to take a dookie. Like, look at it. Can I make it bigger? Oh, I can't make it bigger. Like he's got that, you know, he's kind of doing that thing. He's got his hands in his pocket and he's kind of like pushing on his stomach a little bit, like he's trying to hold in a good dookie or something. Probably just made some okra or something. Oh, I love this. This is what I'm talking about. This the face. This is the face app. There you go. That's good, man. I don't even know. I don't know who that is. That's racist. You racist. Whoever did this one right here, right here. I don't know who did this one, but as you can see, his face clearly at the end. Oh God, it reminds me of somebody, but I don't know who that is. This is the problem. This is what I'm talking about. This is not okay. You can't play the music. Nope, that's gonna be copyright. Look at this is wrong. But they got my mustache, so I'm kind of fine with it. As long as you got it, I was kind of. Oh, there go Coco. See, this is what you get. There go Coco. Look, there go Coco right there. There she go. You got that. Yeah, I'm gonna change my profile picture to you shaking a weenie. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. There go Brother John. You can't trust people in math. Oh, I can't make the screen big enough. It's so small over there. All right, well, that's not where I was. Oh Lord. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Get it. Get it. Harsh. Get it. Harsh. Get it. Harsh. Harsh got a new step. It's called the Harsh. It's kind of like who's that? The big with the big nose. The Humpty Dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance. Do the Harsh. Dun, 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 dun. The Harshy Dance is your chance. Do the Harsh. All right, this is why you shouldn't have. Oh, there go Jonathan. Oh my God, he's hilarious. Well, it's not Jonathan. Jonathan has a love child. He used to like black women back in the day, and this one got away. He kind of like Bill Clinton a little bit, but one got away from him. I can't play the music, so I'm not going to. I'm trying to find what's the name. Oh, there go Riley. There go Riley. It has volume. It's supposed to. All right, I'm sorry. Oh, there go Harsh again. Look at that. What's his name? Quattro. Yeah. That one went real well. Look at that. Look just like Harsh too. That might be my profile picture. All right. I know. Yeah, there go Harsh too. There you go. There you go. All right. That's the one. Oh, there go Susan. There she go. She had that pirate Viking thing always going. That's a little scary. All right. I'm sorry. Oh, look, it went big screen. Oh, how did that work? How did I do that? It worked for a second. Oh, if I could make it big screen, you actually could see it. But I had to click between them. Don't that look just like her? Why is the rum coming? That's gonna be Susan in a few years. I know that, right? She move off grid. She gonna stop taking showers and do that pirate Viking stuff. Gonna start worshiping Yule and find some Viking gods and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be funny what's gonna happen to people when they finally move off grid. The real people gonna come out. What is this? Oh, that's Coco. Oh, that's hilarious. She with the Spice Girls, Coco Spice. Oh, that's what that is. Are they still around? Is that an old video? Are they still shaking? All right, I gotta get past the meme wars. Hold on. What is it? Oh, this is funny. This is Bo. I gotta show. This is scary. Look at this dude. Can I make it big?
I'm in Plaza Hotel.
Yeah. This is evil. There you go. This is Bo right here. This is a kid. If you ever meet this kid and the kid looks like this, please don't ever try to rob this house. You're gonna die.
In Florida, I'm in Plaza Hotel. New York's most exciting hotel experience.
Guests of the new celebrity Ding Dang Dong stay at the world-renowned Plaza Hotel.
Oh my God. Oh, that's awesome. That might be the best one. That might. I don't know. Maybe it's my 80s in me. Chucky did something to us back in the 80s. And you see a little kid that, oh my Lord. They go Bofon again. Yeah. Look, oh Lord. Yeah, no. All right, let me get past that. Where is it at? What is this? Oh, that's the name of the movie. The documentary, Resonance. Beings of Frequency. Definitely, that was a watch party. There you go, right there. That's a problem. If this is your profile picture, I'm blocking you. I'm gonna start deleting people today. And anybody that's got that as a profile picture, poor man from India just trying to dance in a video or something, I'm blocking you. All right. Where's it? Live show. Okay, Lori's doing a live show. Where is Bill Gates at? Up there go Jonathan had the thing last night. They go Riley losing her damn mind. She just, that's what happens. You're a matriarch and a patriarch. Oh, look at this. I was gonna check some babies, what the baby's gonna look like if my friends had babies with Bill Gates but I only have 47% battery. And so I was trying to share why isn't this working? It wasn't showing the baby. All right. What John said. There you go. Right there. Spot the alien. Can you spot the alien in this picture? That's where I want to get to. There you go. Can you spot him? Who is the alien? Because aliens is an alien to Africa, and they've been objectifying children and injecting them with things, experimenting on them. Can you spot the alien? This is for if you were in the CIA, the FBI, Homeland Security, or any of those people that took oaths to swear to protect the people is the best people is the people to protect them. Somebody been injecting children all around this world. And if you can find out who it is, you need to stop them. The other one just watches. They just kind of sit back and they're just waiting for everybody to go extinct. All right, I'm done. And it's not because somebody said this is boring. Whoever said this is boring, you can go all the way to hell. Well, I would wish you that, but you can't because you're already in hell. Welcome. Welcome. You just must love the lava. All right. Who said that? Yes, K research. That's everything. Got to research, and research more and research more and research more, and never lock your feet in the sand. You never know as much as you think you know. Yes, I'm being silly. I like to have silly. I'm a father. It's not a choice. You're supposed to be. Oh Lord, for that profile picture again. Somebody about to get deleted. Sounds like somebody's controlled op would say. Yep, controlled op. And everything is controlled op. Everything is controlled op. Hey, so intuitive of you. I totally agree. I am all in love. I am all into love, but don't assume how loving I am into. Okay, y'all back the assumptions and things, and we're not gonna get into the other assuming genders and love thingies and all that stuff. I'm just gonna keep on going. I'm gonna get past the love comment because I don't want to talk about that online. You give people answers to the test. I learned that from women. They don't give men answers to the test. They let you fall on your face. I'm not gonna get what you looking for. No, because if I tell you that, then you're gonna try to be that. No, I don't want you trying to be that. Nope. I want you to be yourself. Fall on your face. That's how they let men. Women, I've met women who pretend to be something they're not, just to see if you go along with it, because they made them choices, got married 4 or 5 times. And they don't want to make the last mistake. They realize, you know what? I'm not young as I used to be. I ain't got time for these stupid decisions no more. So let me pretend that I like money and see if he thinks that that's what he is, and he thinks what I want. To see if you're going to act like a hippie or something, a minimalist. Yeah, I know they play these games. Women got to me mind games. All right, and it's only because I'm a man. It ain't got nothing to do with women. It's just because I'm a man. Try to get out of our identities, but we don't. It's where we are. You want to be identity less. And when I talk about women, it's just jokes, people. It's just jokes. I don't know nothing about no women because there ain't no such thing as women. They're all different, but they all hang you if they need to. All right. People call Gerard CIA. Control out. Yep, Lori, because if I don't talk about what they want to talk about, I'm CIA. That's just how once again, what's the picture right behind us? It's augmented reality. They got their own little reality. They want everybody to follow them. And I don't follow them, and they get upset at me, Lord. Like, you just won't talk about this. You're talking about aliens. You won't talk about this. And it's a couple of them, but I got 2 in mind. And so I keep talking about it. I don't really, until people realize that I don't care what you want. I love you to death. I want you to be free, have your own land, some food, oxygen, leave me the hell alone. But I don't really care what you want. I'm having my own experience here. I'm a spiritual creature. And I'm not supposed to get too hung up in with your little monkey thing that's going on. All right. Haters going to hate. Yes, they are. Whoever said they're going to hate. That's okay. If you don't have people hating on you, you're not doing enough. You got to do more. You got to do more. You got to shake up that bag of cookies. Is that the right? Did I just make up saying? No, to shake up the bag, you're supposed to stir the Kool-Aid. You got to shake that joker up, stir it up, then you get some haters. I agree. I've only voted 2 times, not since 2012. Well, Susan, my issue with voting is I'm not going to vote for a slave plantation. Not if I'm a slave on the plantation. Now, I'm the master, I might vote, but I'm not going to vote if I'm a slave on the plantation, and damn sure not if I'm a commodity on the plantation. What's going on, Chris George? Nothing much, just hanging out, enjoying things with family, friends, talking yayo, you know what I'm saying? That's it. All right, Gerard, wait a minute. I hang way, what? Somebody hanging. Oh, Gerard, I hang way less because they just want to use me. Yep, everybody's out to use you, Susan. Don't trust none of them. Don't trust everybody. They're all flying monkeys. Don't trust none of them. Absolutely. I'm trying to get the last comments down here. All right, so I guess we're not going to watch Lee Camp today, and I guess we're not going to watch Kim Iverson today. I'm going to finish that today, with y'all a bit about y'all. You just told me to go to hell. I didn't tell nobody to go to hell, Lori. Hell no. No, hell no. I didn't tell you what. Don't be making stuff up. That's fake news. I did not tell you to go. I would never. No. You got my address. Hell no. I don't tell nobody to go. I tell what people want me to do to go to hell. I don't tell people to go to hell. Hell no, I wouldn't do. No, I ain't crazy. No. Especially with Harsh. When he come around, he posting people addresses and stuff. Hell no. Hell no. No, after I leave, then I might tell some people. No, that's not true. All right, I got to go watch RFK. Ooh, Junior and Dr. Judy. All right, go watch them. All right. Ooh, is today Thursday? No, today ain't Thursday. I thought the brother was going to be on. The High Wire. Once again, if you know anybody who still believes in the cuckoo virus narrative, please send them to thehighwire.com. That's where they need to go. That's where they're going to get educated. Me, I'm just here for jokes, talk trash. Don't be stupid. Stop eating sugar. Don't eat junk food. You do, you're going to die. Like that little pretty girl in the UK. It was a little boy. Was it a boy or girl? I forgot. The chit one. Should we do chit? Mama, that's not a virus. You eat too much sugar. That's chit, mama. All right, let me go down. All right, be careful of the company you keep. Susan, big time. Because we're all frequencies. We're all interacting with each other. We're all energy. Energy's coming through you. And there's so much energy going through you, Susan, you can't even control that. You want to make sure that the energy you can see and you can control, and that your brain actually shares, or your eyes share with your brain, and your subconscious get it, but your conscious mind doesn't get it. The very few frequencies that it shares with you, we call people, outside of the light beings, energy beings, the archons, reptilians, and all the other stuff that's going on out there that we can't see. Make sure it's the right energy. You don't want conflicting energies around you, not conflicting people. It's good to have them on Facebook, good to have them on social media. In your space, you need to have positive energy, because everybody's still in slavery. You still got cotton to pick. You still got rubber to pick. You still got bills to pay and children to feed. You don't have time for negativity. Don't engage with it at all. Just look at it from a distance. All right, Gerard is like, what is this? I might want, oh no, that's that. No, we're not going back down that road. Oh, no, that road is closed up. I'm sorry. I clicked on the wrong comment. Let me go down. Jasmine. Good morning, Jasmine. How you doing today? Good morning, girl. How you doing? You kid doing? All right. Jeannie, it's true. Meditation is very individual. You have to find a method to your madness. You do, Jeannie. You do. You have to accept that everybody's mad, and you need to have a method to reduce the mad, at least to a level where people don't see it in public. Everyone meditates differently. It is definitely something that you want to focus on, is how to find peace in the storm. Is this turning into a dating site? I think it's always been a dating site, Ivana, as long as they're tally knackers and coochie whackers, or whatever we call them nowadays. As long as you got them things, is everywhere you go. People going to be trying to put things and make things out of things, because that's just how we're driven. In bad times, consistencies are alcohol, drugs, and sex. That's just how that works. The only thing I understand about that, I do have a question, is why? What is this thing calling men's stuff junk? I don't understand that part. And I don't know where this conversation is going. I might end it soon. But like, men have like all these nice names, like, oh, the Gucci, oh, the kitty cat, no, you know, all deliciousness and all of that. And we're like, oh, it's junk. Where your junk at? You know, where's your junk? Where did that come from? How come men can have something positive? Why can't y'all call it something nicer? You know, one-eyed soldier or something. I don't know. Oh, Thor the Invader. What's the name of that movie? Krull. You could call him Krull. You don't have to call it junk. They call it Krull the Destroyer. What was the name of that movie? It was some dating movie or something, and they were joking around, and you know, she was massaging his ego or something. So she's like, yeah, I got a name for yours. It's Krull the. Oh, you know what? Let me stop. I'm sorry. That conversation is going to go somewhere I don't want it to go. Let's get back on track. All right, I got to go. What's the name of this video? Augmented reality, right? And that is the reality of some people too. To make a real topic out of that, that's why you have a porn industry. That's why hookers are the oldest job in history, the oldest thing, job running, the oldest form of slavery people get paid for. Because people are living in augmented realities that we have scarcity where they got to go sell their bodies to live. And that is a sick side effect of a sick system that is psychopathic that needs to go away. There's a good there you go. How does that saying go? That you judge a society off by its least. If you have a society where little girls have to sell their body to exist, it's not a society. All right, it's not a society. All right. That's too serious of a note to start to end on. I do want to look at just a little bit. I do want to show you a little bit of Lee Camp's take on the Assange thing, and nothing's really changed. They haven't admitting any wrongdoing. They're like children who broke the cookie jar in the kitchen. They're not saying that it was bad that they broke the cookie jar. They're not saying that it was bad they locked Assange in. They're not saying Assange did anything good. They're saying Assange is a criminal. But the judge is saying we're just not going to extradite him to the United States because the United States doesn't have a prison system where he probably won't commit suicide. That's not a win to me. It's a personal win for Assange, which is a good thing. It is a horrible loss for us that people think it's a win. They haven't admitted any wrongdoing. This is where we need to step up the pressure, not reduce the pressure. So let me go to take you to this tape real quick. And this is where the Assange haters come in. He's controlled opposition. You missed the point. You're not helping. Don't miss the point. You're controlled opposition trying to control the idea that he's controlled opposition.
Have you ever wondered what happens when you pour salt into a cabbage?
I like this.
And Remedy not only helps
you balance
that
to y'all. That's the lady that does the herbal book.
Now, clips of British Ambassador Craig Murray and Julian Assange's partner and mother of his two children, Stella Morris. Their responses to this ruling, which kind of caught everybody by surprise, because this judge throughout this trial and the entire British judicial system, as would be the case in America, was as terrible as you can imagine. Pro-empire, pro-government, the case that the U.S. government was making against Assange, really not allowing him to properly prepare a defense, et cetera, really making this as hard as possible for Julian Assange, who has been in some form of solitary confinement basically for 9 years, 7 of those in the Ecuadorian embassy, before the president of Ecuador turned on him and allowed the British police to go into the Ecuadorian embassy, which is supposed to be considered sovereign territory, and arrest Julian Assange, dragging him out of the embassy in order to take him to what is called the British version of Guantanamo Bay, basically the worst prison in all of the UK. At least that's how many have described it. Usually, maximum security. And some point that's always good to remind you is that within 2 weeks of when Ecuador, President Moreno decided to allow Julian Assange to be grabbed, to be kidnapped, to be arrested by the UK authorities, Ecuador was given over $4 billion by the International Monetary Fund of loans. So nice little deal was made there. Anyway, all that time, the 7 years in the Ecuadorian embassy, the 2 years in Belmarsh prison adds up to 9 years that Julian Assange has been tortured for the crime of journalism. He has not been freed yet, and it seems that many are very hopeful that he will be freed on bail Wednesday, when his defense has said they will be, presenting their case for why Assange should be freed pending appeal. And I think many are hopeful that he will be freed Wednesday, but I approach a lot of this with a lot of skepticism. At no point has these things gone as any other regular trial would go. So I don't know. And I'm not a lawyer, but it doesn't seem, even the lawyers I've seen speaking about this don't seem quite certain as to what the odds are that Assange would be free as the appeals process goes through, but free starting Wednesday. But either way, I want to get to some more of what this judge said in this decision, which was largely horrible. But at the very end, she said, however, we will not extradite Julian Assange, basically because the U.S. prison system is so horrific, is so terrible, is so disgusting that it is quite likely he would take his own life in the U.S. prison system.
That's the takeaway, is that they're not admitting that anything was wrong done to Julian Assange. All they're admitting to is that he would die in a U.S. prison. They didn't admit that they did anything wrong. They don't think slavery is a bad idea. They don't think torturing man was a bad idea. And this is what I'm saying. I agree with Lee's, perspective, is that you don't let him off the hook. You can't let them off the hook. He might get out Wednesday, which is great, but what kind of life is he going to have? Where can he go? Where can he go where another embassy is not going to grab him? Where can he go where he's not going to be under threat of having a drone drop a bomb on him, right? He is not free. He is still a slave. Once again, augmented reality. There are still people, lots of people with brains in their heads around the world who actually think that he's a traitor, that somehow by telling the truth about war from the United States Incorporated that Britain's in bed with because they all work for the same corporation is a bad thing, right? This augmented reality is the most dangerous thing we have on this planet because it makes intelligent people otherwise largely ignorant and happy to be ignorant. So this is an extinction level event. Let him get to show you the detail of it. So she went through the whole thing. And it was just, we're not going to extradite him. And to me, this is a nugget. Again, the system always gives you just enough to keep you believing in it. And so people will cheer in the streets, and we should be happy for him, not for any real change. This is not really, nothing has changed. Absolutely. Christ, what changed after WikiLeaks? The whole anti-war effort began. Before WikiLeaks, it was all bullshit. So releasing information to the public on a platform that works and what before that didn't work is a powerful thing. It is a good thing. Remember, it's not about what they release. It's about what we do with what they release. So the whole thing could be controlled opposition. CIA could have created WikiLeaks itself. What it did for me, hopefully it did for other people. What it did for me is it solidified that I will not support a corporation that's pretending to be a government that does not allow us to know what actually is true. So that's what changed. That's what I'll do. I'll speak from my perspective. What did WikiLeaks change for me? I will no longer vote for a system that doesn't allow me to make a good vote or consent to it because they deny the truth being allowed. WikiLeaks needs to be applied to every industry. That's another thing it did for me. And having worked in a bunch of different industries, is that it's not just the war industry. It's not just United States Incorporated. It's all corporations everywhere, from sugar to glyphosate to chemicals to beauty products for women. All of these industries, every last industry, the auto industry, the airplane. Although we did a good thing with the airline and the train industry, right? Because we had that TSA. We had a means of making them pay if one of their things killed people. We don't do that for telecommunications. We don't do that for 3G. We didn't do it for 4G. We ain't gonna do it for the next one or the next one, right? So that's what WikiLeaks did, is we now know, or I now know, that until it's an open source debate, it's not a debate, right? So that's what WikiLeaks did, right?
This is similar to a decision that was brought down against hacktivist Lowry Love in 2016. They did the UK courts did a similar thing where they basically said, oh yeah, we agree with everything the US is demanding and declaring, but we're not going to extradite him because the U.S. prison system is uniquely horrible and could cause the death of this prisoner. Anyway, I want to share with you what Ambassador Craig Murray said outside of the courthouse after this decision was made. Craig Murray, former ambassador for the UK, but has been a staunch proponent of Julian Assange, ally, and really has been writing great stuff about it, while our mainstream media has just been an utter pile of shit on this topic. Craig Murray, and so have our politicians in the U.S. and in the U.K., but Craig Murray has been wonderful.
Today we are swept away by our joy at the fact that Julian will shortly be with us. We have a judgment which I think makes an excuse to deliver justice, an excuse based on the appalling conditions in American prisons, an excuse based on the effect that would have on American mental health, and perhaps a sign that the authorities are not prepared to follow through the persecution and destruction of a man for political reasons.
So yeah, a couple of
pause. Yeah, and this is where Christ, you're absolutely right. So they use him as an example not to speak out, and so probably the vast majority of journalists won't speak out, because that's why they do it as controlled opposition, right? They created a standard that said, now this is what's going to happen to you if you speak out. We can dictate when journalism is a crime. We can dictate if the level of information that you put out that we don't like is classified, you're a criminal, and we will come after you. Right? They set that as a standard, and that applies to free energy, applies to Nikola Tesla. It applies to anything that they choose to classify. They are saying that journalism there no longer is any free speech if it defies what United States Incorporated is told to do with Britain. What is it? The City of London, or all of these corporations that all work together. They'll arrest you or they'll kill you. And most of the world's governments will go along with it, because most of the world's governments all need the central banking systems, right? And this is very true. And this is why I'm saying we can't let them use it for that. The coward journalists, in which most are going to be cowards, most are going to have children and families and be scared of this. But don't underestimate the fighter. Don't underestimate the fighter, because just as you have a lot of cowards, you have a lot of journalists who are looking at this and now know the problem, right? Just how you have people who, once they realize that the policing system is dirty, they're going to go fight with police, which I'm not saying is a good idea. I'm just saying don't underestimate the people that got the real passion. When the other side with the prayer boys realize Antifa is going to be there, they don't cower. Some of them won't cower in their homes. Some of them are going to go out and step out on the street because they have, I don't know, maybe they got cousins who are white who were killed by police also. And they'll go out and defy them. If it turns into a fight, it will. So I'm not supporting that. I'm just saying don't underestimate the journalists who are sitting back, who are waiting for a real story to sink their teeth into. The Julian Assange story is now a very real story. It is a very real story about empire. It is a very real story about the journalists who don't give two damns and are willing to put their life on the line, like Michael Hastings, to tell the truth. We'll go do it. So remember, the state always means it for a thing. The question is, do we let their narrative play out, or do we make our own narrative with it?
Thoughts on what Craig Murray just said. I hope he made it clear that the reason he's calling it an excuse to not extradite, an excuse to not continue to torture Julian Assange, is basically, it seems the UK was looking for an out. They didn't want to extradite Assange because it sets a horrific precedent in so many ways. This is a journalist who, like I said, has been tortured in one form or another for 9 years. So they use this as kind of an out. It's a little loophole. Well, he's and by the way, it very well could be true as well. Julian Assange is depressed, has been depressed throughout this. I mean, who wouldn't be depressed in that situation? But they said it's quite likely that he would attempt to take his own life if he were extradited to the U.S. And Craig Murray meant this was an excuse in that this court, along with, of course, the U.S. prosecutors, have been horrific in what they've been arguing, what the court has allowed to be argued, horrific in their treatment of Assange, horrific in what they've not allowed Assange's defense to do, such as meet with him regularly, take notes regularly. Assange has been kept from preparing himself for this trial going into it, and speaking to his defense team on a regular basis. Motherfucker, censor lights. Even the lights are against us on this. And so this is kind of an excuse for them not to extradite. But within her ruling, within Judge Baritzer's ruling, is just tons of garbage. As she was going down through each of the things, and I'm looking to other people who were in the courtroom and people who were able to cover it live, that she agreed with everything that the U.S. prosecution, the U.S. government was alleging. She agreed that the U.S. can do this, that the U.S. has the right to go into another country, demand the arrest of a journalist, and then demand they be extradited to the U.S. to be further prosecuted, which of course is horrific to begin with. She basically agreed that journalism is a crime in this case. She didn't, of course, use those words because they want to put caveats on it. But the reason Obama and his Justice Department did not bring these charges, similar charges to what the Trump Justice Department and his administration have brought, is because they decided that there's no way to bring these charges and differentiate between what Assange did and what journalism is, or what being a publisher is. And so by doing this, by having this prosecution, you are basically just admitting that journalism is a crime when the empire, when the ruling elite, when the ruling class decides it's a crime. We don't like what you publish, so now journalism is a crime, which of course is supposed to be the opposite of the freedom of press we're supposed to have in the United States. And so it is horrific. But by allowing all of this, by allowing this argument, and by basically agreeing that it was fine and just, the judge is laying the groundwork for this to be done more often. The idea, obviously, is the U.S. government wants to create a chilling effect on journalism, similar to what Julian Assange did, on revealing the crimes of our government, obvious war crimes. And by the way, you might have noticed the poster behind Craig Murray, which, along with a little help from Lucy Dyer, we created on Redacted tonight, and I'm glad to see it's getting around the world. But the judge also acknowledged that Assange would get a fair trial in the U.S., which is laughable. No one that even is willing to be even remotely intellectually genuine, given a fair intellectual logic thought process, would come up with the idea that Julian Assange could get a fair trial. Okay, he would be tried in right here in Northern Virginia in the same court that tried John Kiriakou and other whistleblowers. Now, Julian Assange is not a whistleblower; he's a publisher. Important distinction there. And you can hear from John Kiriakou, who revealed the U.S. torture program, and how horrific this court system is, and the type of trial that Assange would get. He would not be allowed to bring in evidence, basically. He would not be allowed to prepare an effective defense. He would not be allowed to use the necessity defense, that the crimes he revealed were of such a grand level that they had to be revealed, and it was in the public interest that these crimes be revealed. He would not be allowed to do that. And
that really is the point right there. I mean, his greatest crime is that what was re-promoted, accepting that what he released, a lot of what he released, not everything, because some of this stuff went directly to WikiLeaks, in terms of wasn't available on other platforms. I mean, all the information they released, his crime to me wasn't anything that he released. Here's where I think about it a little different. His crime was, it sets a precedence that poor people, the slaves of a system, can actually use the tools of the system to defy the system. That was his crime. His crime was he used electronic, he came up with a means where legally he didn't do anything wrong. All he did was have a website, and he allowed people who were whistleblowing to post what's true. His crimes are what is his name? Joe Bigtree's crimes, right? Joe Bigtree is WikiLeaks for medical professionals, right? And so of course they kicked him off all the platforms. It's not that they actually did the crime. It wasn't their data, right? They're not whistleblowers, they're just journalists. He actually came up with an idea for how to circumventing the law to allow people who are within, who have access to sensitive information can release it where the government won't know who they are. So it can't prosecute them and journalists just promote it. That was his greatest crime. So they had to shut that down. In any way, you can't keep a slave plantation if there's a way, if you come up with a way to allow whistleblowers to speak to the people, the same way Del Bigtree is. Did I miss something good? I don't know, Rick. Not to me. I mean, I'm in my head all the time. So, all right, all to avoid leaving him free as it should be. All right, because they like Christ said, they have to scare people into going along with the narrative. They have to scare the journalists, and that is effective. It is very effective to any journalist that has a family, and they will not be speaking up. They will not be telling the people what they need to know because of it. Right? The narrative is set. There's no question about that. The question is, do we let it fulfill their needs, or do we take this and make this into what the public needs? Right? It's an obvious sign that you're not dealing with an honest broker when it comes to the United States Incorporated. Right? There's no individual that's from within that evil system, but the system as itself isn't evil. It is an out-of-control corporation that needs to be disbanded. It needs to be put back in its box. Americans need to get their republic back. But short of that, whatever's profitable, they're always going to do. If it's spraying your town, if it's putting junk in your water, if it's poisoning your food, if there's a corporation paying, they're going to do it. And that's why America was set up as a corporation in 1871. You can't control a government internationally. A corporation you control very easily, especially if you own the banking system. Who was it? The Rothschild's grandmother said, she said something to the effect that war wouldn't exist if my kids didn't want it to. And war wouldn't exist, right? They literally starve nations into conflict. And most of it's just distractions and busy work. All right, when are we going to see him deploy this so-called dead man switch? Good question, Robert Walker. I would suspect, because I had a theory, Robert. I think that he didn't release everything, which is why the only reason they didn't just drone bomb him where he was. But there's more information that he has, or maybe more information that they fear he has. So they're not going to let him pull a dead man switch. And to a degree, I'm not even sure if that's even possible anymore. I mean, the level of technology I saw in IT, the level of control and that we gain from learning software, I don't know that you can actually have a dead man switch that doesn't get immediately wiped everywhere on the internet in a very swift deletion, or just refusal to actually be transferred between internet servers as data. The level of control that they have is immense. So I don't think what I suspect, Robert Walker, is for the most part, initially, this is going to play out the way that Christ and some of the other folks are talking about, which is people would cheer the same way they did in the crowd, like this is a win, and it's not a win. And so people will back down, but nothing has actually changed. They haven't changed, they haven't admitted it to do it to any wrongdoing. But I think there are enough people who understand that, who are going to push for, no, there needs to be resolution to this. And this gets back to the lockdown. This gets back to face diapers and all this nonsense. My issue isn't that you have face diapers. My issue isn't that whether or not the cuckoo virus is killing a bunch of people or not. The issue is whether or not they should have been able to do this. Right? It's not about the lockdown. They can remove all the lockdowns they want. That doesn't change anything, right? 1 million people are dead. Who's paying the price for that? What are we fixing so that they don't do that again? Well, there could be a black plague that comes across. And it's like, what does that matter? Black plagues kill people or government kill people? Which one is which one it has the right to choose? The thing I like about the black plague more than oligarchs is at least the black plague is something you can fight off. The black plague, you get to decide. You decide whether you want to eat lettuce in the morning or if you want to eat candy, right? You get to decide if you live or die by having a strong immune system, living the way you're supposed to, eating the food you're supposed to or not. Government, when they decide, they're always going to decide for their cronies. They're always going to decide that you die unless you own a Walmart or a Target or a Home Depot or something like that. All the lockdowns were cronyism. So undoing a lockdown doesn't fix anything. That just restores back the same psychopathic, jacked up world that we just left. Taking that power from government and corporations, that actually is a change. And that's the point that the people who are kind of anti-Assange, which I like to think that they're not anti-Assange. I like to think that they are anti, the public isn't going to respond to this the right way. They're going to cheer because and raise Assange as a hero, as opposed to saying, no, this should have never happened. You shouldn't be allowed to have a war with secrets. You shouldn't be allowed to have any government or corporation with secrets, right? So I agree with that as well. But yeah, I don't. Dead man switch. I don't know. Part of me, Robert, says that he gave up the last of it when he, in his last video, when he indicated that he has information regarding nanoparticles and something else. I forgot what it was. His last video was his last video for a reason, right? He did the last video, and I think that was maybe the beginnings of him threatening them that, hey, I have information that confirms this. But I don't think it was ever released on WikiLeaks. And I think that was the end of it. You know, so and then this is the side of me that thinks, yeah, you know, maybe he's not completely controlled by the state because they're setting the conditions that will remove their power if people respond the right way. The info he released was already in public. He just compiled it all on a website, right? Which is huge, Christ. I don't underestimate the power of that. He actually did it effectively. Now, if it stayed with the sources that previously had it, it might have been more effective, you know, but he actually increased the effectiveness of it. But the narrative is still there of should government have power? That's why I think it's powerful. Nope, my BS meter is pretty well developed. I wouldn't waste my time with journalists that weren't doing their best to tell as much of the truth as they are able. The level of truth in, of media in this country is less than zero for all a handful of individuals IMO. Yeah, well, I would say that's global, Matthew. I would say it's global, which once again gets back to the same point, which is we live in a 100% controlled slave plantation. Anything that actually is popular and on the news is controlled, and it's okay to be on the news. It's approved. Anything that's not approved, I think would get deleted almost immediately. I don't think you should trust any journalist. I don't think you should trust any news, any station. I think you should only, Matthew, trust your own eyes, your own critical thought, your understanding of history, and speak from that perspective, knowing that if it is very empowering of the public, it won't be in the public domain. I think that's the only way we break the augmented reality that we all live in. One is you stop fighting with people who are in a different augmented reality, who believe different things, and you completely get rid of the augment. By not falling for any of the stories, no matter how good that they sound. There are 1,000 emails on WikiLeaks published, which were not public record. And this is what I kind of agree with that, Laura. I understand that a lot of the popular topics that he released were already in the public domain, but it's just a dump. It was such a dump, Lori. I couldn't even look at it. I can't look. It's just too much. You know, I don't need to go through WikiLeaks to know that oligarchs lie. I don't need to go through WikiLeaks, you know, to know Assange did a heroic act. He did a heroic act because it was an alien thought that human beings can live on a planet where they're allowed to have informed information to let them make good decisions. That's an alien thought. That's never existed before. And so I think that I find that to be great. But I seriously doubt all the stuff out there was public domain. It was a lot. I mean, from local corruption, from local government and poisoning water in very small towns to the global stuff. We just only hear about the big stuff. But, you know, I don't think people really know that unless they spent time out there. Brandy Vaughn told the truth. Look what happened to her and many others. Right. And in different levels, and depends on that truth, Christ. If it's worth killing you, they'll kill you. If it doesn't serve them to kill you, they won't. And when they can provide a controlled oppositionary person who might become a hero, they will as well. But guys, it doesn't change where we need to stand. None of that changes where we need to stand. I'm aware of nothing WikiLeaks leaked in public. Okay. It just goes to show the Constitution merely interprets your right as privileges, which is true for any state, which is interesting, Beaufort. which is interesting. I'm glad you took it back to that point, because you got to keep it there. As long as you have people you give your energy and power to, you have none. You have no rights. They give you the rights when they think you should have the rights, and that's when your rights aren't taking a corporation's profit. And this is the cool thing about this happening and having the discussions that we are, is that we can really think about things from a root level. Are we slaves perspective? And are we just clapping for the new masters? And it's obvious that we are. They don't actually believe in rights. They don't believe in your freedom. They don't believe in your life. They're not out to save grandma. These people don't give two damns. This is a corporation, and these people just work for the corporation. Right? The politicians, the people give a damn, but they can't do anything about it. Only we can do something. Only we can decide if human sovereignty is the most important thing going. The Constitution is a useless document. It's a sheet of paper. It means absolutely nothing outside of action. In 1871, they got rid of the government and they gave you a corporation. People are still clapping for it, still paying taxes to it, still voting for it, still getting excited about it. And so it is just that we be commodities on a slave plantation where we don't even get to be the slaves. The politicians are the slaves. They're the ones who get the free healthcare. They're the ones who get the food. We don't get a damn thing. So until people realize that they aren't chattel, we're in big trouble. Till they realize that maybe they love their kids more than they love the level of the Ponzi pyramid scheme they got up to. But, and so even back before 1871, that was just when it was the Constitution didn't mean nothing before that either, right? Not everybody had those rights. They didn't believe in those rights. They give us things to make us, like the Assange thing, they give us things to make us continue with a system of the 0.01%, those with the most jewels deciding everything. So same exact thing. Absolutely. Ask the Q. Who is the dead man? And is he still anonymous? Who is the dead? I don't know. I don't know anything about Q. Contrary to popular opinion, Jimmy, I've not read one word Q has ever said. I believe in nature, and I guess Donald Trump and Q said something about the cuckoo virus, and they're like, "Yeah, Donald Trump supporter. You believe in Q." It's like, if Q said that nature works, then Q was right. So I've never read anything about Q. And I've barely heard anything that Donald Trump has ever said. But if they actually said nature works better than the 0.01% pharmacopoeia or pharmakia or whatever their sorcery is they do with synthetic drugs, injecting things unnaturally into your veins, if that's health, then if they said something against that, that's right. But there is nobody anonymous, Jimmy T. I've said that. I think I said that before. Pretty sure I have. There's nobody, there's no anonymous people on the internet. There's no such thing as the dark web. It is your fantasy. This augmented reality where you think that there's privacy on the internet, there is none. Your security keys. I mean, I've even heard Snowden say it, with the private security keys, like, oh, well, we've got end-to-end encryption where they can't see. He knows that's bullshit. Even he knows that's a lie. They have the keys. You have to apply for the private key to have a private network. And guess who gets a copy of the key? Guess what? The NIC cards used to all have holes carved in the back of them. All the operating systems, they all have holes carved in the back of them. That's how Microsoft is allowed to sell operating systems in the United States of America, is because they give them back doors to everything. Right? So the idea, and even if there is some new form of technology that Snowden knows about that I have no idea about, and encryption at the browser level keeps it from being grabbed on the wire or on your laptop, you still have these things called keys. All right, key typing was always a thing. As soon as you type on those keys, they can record what you type on your end and their end and upload that data back. There is no privacy, So we have an open source society, which is what I said before. Well, let me finish with Q. So there is no one anonymous anywhere. There's no such thing as a dark web. They create these things to give you the illusion that there's some sort of freedom and defiance and rebellion and things they can't see. They see it all. They know it all. They hear it all. And they know exactly who Q is, where he's at, what he's doing, when he's doing, why he's doing it, and who he did. They know what he ate for breakfast this morning and the type of drawers he likes to wear. Okay, they know it all, people. And they've known it all for a very long time. There is no privacy. We live in an open source society for the 0.01%. They know everything. We know nothing. All right. We just need to finish that last piece of the open source to that 0.01%, and deny them the ability to have this, having secrecy everybody else is denied. 7 to 8 trillion. Yeah, I don't know anything about the dead man, Jimmy. I don't know anything about that. It's because the comments are all out of order and everybody's in their own world. Yeah, I see what Lori said before. It looks like, sometimes it looks like y'all are fighting. Lori, you've done this. You know that if you can't see, that's why I actually have 2 screens, because this one over here sometimes helps me to see. It sometimes shows it's a reply of something. Shooting the messenger has always been a popular game. Yep, that's what they're doing. Shoot the messenger. And if the messenger is very effective, then you just eviscerate them with a Star Wars Reagan satellite. Man, that's some shit. It all is shit, Andrew, all of it. Every time I think of that little girl. It's all shit. All of it's shit. I don't know that I even want to finish it, but it was good. It was good. He had a good breakdown of it. I appreciate, I don't know Lee Camp, never talked to him outside of a comment section or something. And if his mind is seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, then yeah. I mean, this is why, even Lee Camp is controlled. Everybody's controlled opposition. But as far as this changed anything, it didn't. We should not be clapping. We should be happy for Assange and his family and his little girls. We should be really upset at the UK government for basically just giving a bull shizzle ruling to keep the empire. All right. I'm simultaneously having a text argument about vax with a friend whose wife is a doctor. You know what, Heather? You can't do that. You can't do it, sis. I don't do it anymore. There was a time where we had to discuss these things because too many doctors maybe didn't talk to lab technicians that actually make these things. I was lucky, and I know a bunch of people who make these things, and I work with them. So I know the backroom conversation, not what's officially published, when the sales rep in high heels and big booty and bazoombas come to meet the doctor. That's the part, Heather, I don't think people realize. I have a friend, oh Lord have mercy. I have a friend who dated a pharmaceutical sales rep. I have a family member who used to be a pharmaceutical sales rep. They pick certain people for certain reasons. Pharmaceutical sales reps look like models for certain reasons. Right? They send the right people to the right people, and the doctors just go along to get along for a lot of reasons. But he used to get upset because the girl was always on a boat somewhere with a doctor. Which, oh Lord, I hope he's not on my timeline anymore. But it was horrible. It was not funny. It was not funny at all. Like, he started dating a girl, and every weekend she's out with different doctors on yachts and different things. That's how the world works. It's ugly, but it's true. So I don't think you can debate that with someone. I have a family member that married a doctor. First of all, the person has to be willing to want to know what is true. That's number one. And if that box is checked, then I think all you can do is send them to places like the High Wire. There are enough doctors that are whistleblowers now. Let their scientific knowledge fight with the other scientific knowledge. There's nothing more damning for Rockefeller medicine to see one Rockefeller medicine person fight another Rockefeller medicine person on medicine level intelligence. So the real question for her, Heather, in my opinion, is you find out if she really wants to know what's true. And if that is really her journey to find out what's true, then you send her to the High Wire and you go ahead and let her have her husband answer some of those questions. And because doctors are waking up in droves. I've never seen this before. I've never seen, this is a revolt. Medical professionals are revolting against the medical industry. I was so happy, Heather. I found a naturopathic doctor who was a medical doctor. And so she carries both degrees. And that's for a friend and that's for a person in the family, where she's seen both sides. And that's what you want. You don't want anyone that silo, went to medical school last, 7 to 11 years for a reason. What's behind it? What's the name of the video? I forgot. It's going to take me a minute. Augmented reality. They have to augment a passionate person's reality who wants to be a healer. And so they have to drill into their head for 7 to 11 years, Rockefeller, crony, allopathic. If it's profitable, it's good medicine system. Otherwise, the passion will defy against it. But that's a good thing, Heather. You don't have to debate anything because people go right back to that same old bullshit narrative. You're just playing a doctor. What would you know? And the other thing, Heather, is I know enough doctors to know that doctors are stupid as everybody else. They just retain a lot more knowledge on a certain topic. Critical that retaining knowledge is not a means of me giving my body to someone to do something with it. I can retain knowledge too. I just chose not to retain that knowledge. Don't underestimate the power of critical thought. There are a lot of people who don't have degrees, and they tend to be some of the smartest people I know because they have critical thought and they're street smart. When they brainwash you so hard with this college stuff, they can make you believe any reality they want. And it might take you 20, 30, 40, 50 years to get out of it, which is why a lot of the doctors who are fighting against Rockefeller medicine and wanting to have an open source medical system that actually works and heals people are a lot older. Education is a horribly dangerous thing. It creates augmented realities, right? It takes a kid with a passion for being a whatever they want to be and walks them into believing, well, I want to do this to make money. And I'm going to go into this field of it because this will make even more money. And it gives them a lifestyle of money. And then it locks them into chattels, that chattel slavery where they can't defy the system. College is a horrible, dangerous thing. In my opinion, I don't think y'all should send your kids anymore. I don't. Not unless they need a skill set that is only taught at the collegiate level. College is a very, very, very dangerous thing and creates augmented realities that take people that have passions for solving problems and forces them to work on a 0.01% slave plantation to create those things for wealth. That's a problem. Now, if you want a skill set, say automation, learning software, something like that, helping people heal or whatever, and you have to go to college for it, go to college for it. But then get out and do your own thing. Start your own business. Do it on a local community. Go ahead and get a little tiny house and a little piece of property and create that thing for the people who need that thing, not for the 0.01%. That's going to hide it if you create something significant anyway. They're going to classify it from the population, or they're going to only utilize it so that it benefits the few. I think the whole college system should collapse. If television and a central controlled media isn't our ELE, our extinction level event, it damn sure might be the university system, right? When you take the collective power of some of the smartest people we have on the planet who are privileged enough to go to college, and you force them to work for one of 20 or 30,000 different slave plantations, empowering those masters, making them even stronger, that might be more dangerous than the people who buy still from Amazon and are upset with Bezos for some reason. All right. No such thing as anonymous. Nope. That hadn't been for a long time, Angela. Has not been for a very long time. Hey, Jennifer Cahill, good morning. I'm about to get out of here. Who is that? Malachi's up in the morning. Oh, Lord, there goes your profile picture again. That man doesn't actually exist. That's some dude in India that was dancing. You can put my face on a dinosaur's butt. Doesn't mean the dinosaur is real. All right. They're not all powerful. If they were, they wouldn't need deception. You with this? Jonathan? Is that? Lord have mercy. Is that you? Damn it. Did you do me? Oh, Lord. Jesus. Good. I'm about to leave. See what's wrong with y'all. How would y'all put harsh? I've underestimated the power of the force. Apparently, he's got more than one of my friends to put a fake profile picture of me on their profile picture. Damn it, Jonathan, you went down, man. You're supposed to stand strong. What happened, Professor? Good Lord have mercy. I thought it was just cuckoo. Harsh is a monster, man. That dude is something wrong with him. All right. Sounds fruitless unless it is a rare enlightened doctor. Okay. Again, such a long live stream. Yeah, I'm about to go. Well, you know what? Well, his was kind of long too. Lee usually doesn't do long ones. I'm about to I gotta pee. Y'all not gonna let me pee and come back. The only person they do that for is Ty Malachi. They'll do that. Ty can do that. He's an entertainer. He can stop. You know what? Y'all sit here. I'm gonna go make a drink and pee. And everybody we just sit right there. We just wait for Montgomery Chesterfield to come back. And we'll just wait. I can't do that. I come back, be two people here. All right, so I'm about to get out of here. You don't know the dirty operating system. You don't know the dirty operating system. Yeah, Jimmy, and we know about the operating system hooks. We know about Word. What was it? Excel and Microsoft Word and how they cut back holes into everything. We know about that. We don't know about the developers, right? Like one of the reasons that Microsoft is the most hacked system in the world because Microsoft's business practices, right, was firing programmers. Programmers, we don't like that sort of thing. We like girls. We like to be able to make money and buy cars and stuff so we can get a few of them so they don't see the pocket protectors and glasses. We all know that. A Ferrari makes those things go away. You can't see the flannel shirt too well. So when they use their business practice of buying up small software companies that make a hook to do something, Bill Gates would take them in and he would fire everybody except for a few and keep the software. And that's how that was their business practice for years. They did that to thousands of software firms. And so what did those programmers do? They sold the hooks, they sold the weaknesses to hackers, and they became hackers, which is good. That's how it's supposed to work. So there's not just the holes we know about in these systems, from the NIC cards to the operating systems. There's all the programmers that developed everything from the little Scrabble games to the text editors to the painting software, hooks into how to, come through a port and exploit. So they know everything. It's a safe assumption, Jimmy. There are no secrets. They know everything. Let it go. All right. Always operate as though if you wouldn't say it publicly, then don't say it online anywhere. All right. And don't say it in person, because I think they probably got them damn bugs where little robots are listening. So, all right. She's full of pharmacologically indoctrinated. I mean, she's full of the pharmacologically indoctrinated. Okay, Heather, I'm not sure. Oh, right. And she thinks she's helping. And that's the point, is that it's not worth an argument. It's not worth an argument because she actually thinks that she's helping, and she thinks she's helping you by trying to tell you that you should go have something unnaturally injected in your veins, and that's where health comes from. All right. I know that 2 of the doctors I work with have gotten cuckoo fired, and others probably will do as well. Yeah, they will. They're going to go out and get it, Lord, because they believe it. People will definitely follow their belief system. It's an augmented reality. And if you tell them that life, safety, and freedom comes from science that is censored, then they're going to go along with it. A coworker asked me if I'm getting access today. I'm curious as to what you said. I know I'm not. And it's not that I'm anti it. It's just I don't need it. Nature has everything that I need. And if somebody makes a bioweapon that's going to kill people, the Black Plague comes across, then it's my turn to die. I'm never going to live as anybody's slave. I'm never going to live in their augmented realities where they can augment the reality because they get you scared of a virus. I'm not scared of a virus. I'm not scared of no damn alligators. I ain't scared of no damn virus. I ain't scared of no 1%. I'm not going to jump in the pool with them. Shoot, I'm in my level 3 positive pressure suit, the Black Plague starts killing people. But I'm still going to go live my life. I really don't care what the kings and lords want to do. They want to kill me, they should kill me. All right, but I'm free. Slavery is a choice. All right, when I managed a doctor's office, we had farmer reps coming in almost every day, bringing fancy lunches and other gifts. See, Christ telling us, a little whistleblower right there, telling you the truth. The truth is ugly. But they select supermodels and they get hookers to be pharmaceutical sales reps for a reason. And doctors go along with it because, I'm not going to touch the details as to why. But as men get older, they want certain things and some women don't. And they got that wife at home and she's still waiting anyway. And yeah, we won't get into it. We'll leave that alone. I know when I'm pushing the limits a little bit. All right. They can only provide lunch now if they are giving in service. All right. No more gifts. No more gifts. Open source, free open source world, all industries, no secrets. All right. I'm looking for a homeopathic doctor now. Yes, please do, Heather. Find yourself a licensed naturopathic doctor. And that's what you need to have as a doctor. And you should have a doctor, right? You should have if that naturopathic doctor doesn't have access to the diagnostic equipment and the training, you're still going to need a medical doctor. I'm not against medical doctors. I just don't have one because I eat healthy enough where I don't need one. My daughter got the MOB yesterday. I don't know. Is that another, what is the MOB? Yesterday, New York City nurse, Mark of the Beast. I shared to her true facts, but answered, so happy I got, oh yeah, well, you know what? And, to a degree, Jennifer, you let people live their own life. Let them lead their own life. It's no different than people getting a 2-liter of Coke. They got their thing and they're going with it. Let them go with it. College is higher indoctrination. Yes, it is. It's more effective. It's more long-term. And it's giving There's one thing about somebody that doesn't have a college degree and the levels of income they make versus if you have a college degree and you make a higher level of income. It locks you in higher up the Ponzi pyramid scheme. It gives you more of that privilege, which is not based in skin color. It's more based in your willingness to get an education and do things for a 0.01% that nobody should be doing anything for anymore. Everything you should be doing, it should be from a stance of probably poverty, financial, and helping those who are financially impoverished more than you. Wealth truly has nothing to do with finances. It has to do with energy. There's light energy and there's dark energy. Okay, we'll probably have dementia early. Well, or worse. We showed the video yesterday. I'm not going to show it today about causedism and Alzheimer's. All right, expensive indoctrination sure is. Did you see New Year's Eve Seattle hologram show? No, I didn't, Simon. That's a little concerning. That's it. Are they making him look better and better? Did they show the alien ship yet? Or is that the one where the whale jumps out in the middle of the stadium, splashes back in? All right. It is rare for an entire entity to be corrupt. Jonathan teaches as the community college, for instance. It is. And well, which gets back, Lori, to the whole point why, personally, why I'm not worried. All of these systems are made up of people, and all people are good people, and they all think they're doing the right thing. And they're just missing a piece of information. And once they get that piece of information that they're with a corrupt organization and they're given just enough information to think they're doing the right thing, people go back to being people. And that's their greatest failure, the 0.01% that controls all of this, is that all their systems are made up of people. So they're inherently flawed to empathy, which is why they have to delete and censor what they do as aggressively as they do. All right. Jennifer, I know it must be tough to think that way. Okay. Some have spiritual immune systems. Yeah, and this is true too, Christ, because some people smoke, drink, dance, and do all the horrible things to their bodies, and they stay healthy. There is a spiritual component to a lot of this as well. There is a manifestation part to this as well. For your daughter, love and protection. Also, I know an awesome human who has tons of abilities. You can check your daughter, see if she's okay, and all that's great. And the other thing too, though, people, and this is my personal belief, I still don't think that man is smart enough to make anything that nature can't undo. I think man is still largely ignorant and stupid, and they can make very dangerous things, but nature, I think, eventually can overdo all of them. All right, Ty is perfect, never too long. Ty is straight to the point. Ty's not like me. See you later, alligators. I got to go. After a while, crocodile. Great day. Every day is a great day, Deanna Lou. I'm almost down to the last comment. I'm going back and forth right now with my mom about giving it to my grandmother. Yeah, Jackie. And sometimes you got to be more precise with your strikes. You know, like I said, I'm not here really disseminating information. I'm having discussions, so these things get long-winded. But when you're like trying to save a life, you gotta be a little more razor edge, you know. And that's what I'm saying. Probably the information that you're looking for is on the high line. The research, straight to the point. Listen to the professional virologist, doctor, or the person who has questions to make a person think. Because who is that, Jackie? Because odds are, Jackie, your mother's not going to listen to you because it's obvious your mother knows everything you know. That's just how that works. It's like how a husband knows everything a wife knows everything a husband knows, or a wife knows everything a wife knows, or a husband knows everything a husband knows. They all know. They all work together. You know, my brothers know everything I know. That's why they don't listen to me. That's just how love works in a weird sort of way. But if you go get an outside person, tell them something, you might just put just enough information in them to get them to question. The damning thing for me, Jackie, that I told someone the other day was the Pfizer information. Oh, and somebody else's thing is done today. Was it AstraZeneca? I think their vaccine is done, which was the day that they found out about the 3%ers that couldn't get out of bed in the morning or they couldn't operate. The Pfizer CEO sold 62% of his stock. And for me, that does it right there. Anyway. It was already did it ahead of time. It's just it did it as far as, you know, should we be supporting this? Absolutely not. Not till you can start suing a company again. See, and this is what removing their accountability did with Fauci and Reagan. When you could no longer sue a vaccine company, they had no reason to test, and so their testing went downhill, as I hear it explained. right? They did less and less and less. And it makes sense from a return on investment perspective, right? Because you're trying to make as much profit as you can for as little to put out, not because you're bad, not because you're Pfizer and you're bad or AstraZeneca and you're bad, but because you're in competition with Pfizer or AstraZeneca or Merck or GlaxoSmithKline, whoever. So you're trying to maximize your profit so you can beat out your competitors. So yeah, you're going to put a lower and lower investment in places where you don't deem necessary. And people sniffles and a few people dying here and there, and really all that necessary. You know, so you get rid of that, you go back to suing corporations, and then you'll bottom out and you'll start to see their testing will start to go back up. That's how the NTSB created airplanes that don't fall out the sky every damn day. So anybody that believes in vaccines, your fight isn't with anti-vaxxers. Your fight is with the industry that systematically does not work well because it's not designed to work well. It's designed to make money. I ran errands and came back home, and I'm still on what I missed. Not much. We're just wrapping up. We did a little Assange, and I'm down to almost the last comment where I can get to go to. All right, never underestimate the power of seeds planted. Yep, which is said another way, never underestimate the power of nature. Nature knows what it's doing. When you look at nature's resume, you ain't never gonna get to the end of it. When you look at nature's resume, there's not enough paper on this planet to print that science. That's science work. That woman, if she's a woman, some sort of creator God thing, she's been at this for a very long time. Every system in your body is designed to work with all her other systems. And anybody who comes along and convinces you that they got a better system and they only been here for 40, 50, 30, 60, 70, 80 years, the people are nuts. You know, nature isn't broken. We're just indoctrinated to be very, very, very silly. And unfortunately, our silliness is getting a lot of people killed. So we need to go ahead and embrace our ignorance. Not being willfully ignorant, stupid, change our behavior and start to put back in processes that actually work. I got to go because I got to pee and I got to get on with my slavery. We didn't do Mama That's Shit today. We'll do Mama That's Shit another day. Y'all have a great day. Oh, wait, before I go. I got another video down here. Oh, no, that's Mama That's Shit. No, that's Reagan UFOs. Ooh, papers, please. Yes. No, we can do the paper, please one. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna say goodbye and get out of here. Listen, I gotta go. Enjoy. Love you. I'm out. Bye.
Do you wanna break the chains that bind me? 'Cause I wanna break the chains that bind you. Do you wanna set the world free? Have perfect harmony? Isn't it time for that? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery stop. Do you wanna let go of the prisoners? See everyone happy. We can have this and more if we open up the doors. Well, what do you think about that? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people and Mother Nature too? Close down all the zoos. Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top?